On a cold and rainy late October night here in Overland Park, Kansas, we find ourselves with a matchup between two Matcha Silver West rivals as the Nebraska Cornhuskers coming into Kansas to take on your Kansas Jayhawks. Hello, everybody, and welcome inside Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk here again in a cold, dark, rainy Overland Park, Kansas tonight. Alongside Daniel Schmidt, I am Ryan Cartman, excited to bring you game one of a two-game weekend head-to-head series between the Cornhuskers from Nebraska and, of course, your Kansas Jayhawks. Jayhawks coming into this game 5-2-1 on the year after another weekend split, this time against McKendree University last weekend. The Cornhuskers, meanwhile, coming into the year 2-6-0, and it's been a tale of two different seasons for these teams. The last time these Cornhuskers were out on the ice, it was last Friday, a week ago from today. They dropped their game on the road to Dordt University 17-0. It's been a tough season for Nebraska, but so far a good start to the season for KU. Daniel, been a tale of two different seasons. What have you been seeing as we go into this matchup?
Yeah, Kansas has done really good this year. They've got some really talented freshmen out there. Rowan Vaughn comes to mind, the point leader for Kansas with 16 this season, has 12 goals. But they can't seem to close out on the Saturdays. I mean, we saw that last week against I'm not going to dog them too much, but a pretty bad McKendree team where they lost in a shootout on Saturday. So they just need to right the ship there. They need to stop taking these penalties, because that was really what cost them last game, what it looked like. But if they can figure that out, I think they'll be okay. They have a really talented roster. They're in really good hands with this freshman class, Ryan, and they lost a couple key players last year. Caleb Dussault, the captain, of course, ended up graduating. Jack Gerber in the house tonight also did graduate. Just some talent that they lost. Tyler Nelson too, but they've done a really good job of figuring out this year, and they've really come into their own. They just need to close out on those Saturdays, Ryan.
Yeah, Daniel, that has been a problem. The last three series these Jayhawks have played, they won the Friday game, can't close out on the Saturday game. Last week, though, Saturday, of course, was a shootout loss to McKendree, so the Jayhawks did scuffle away with an overtime loss to get a point. To get a point from that game. But it has been, when it comes to leadership, Brett Siddons has really been a great leader for this team. A great captain, Andy McConnell has said. The ability to utilize his emotion has been an advantage to him, and he's just been a great puck hunter that has been able to get to the doorstep well for this Jayhawk team.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Brett last week. I mean, talking on the penalty kill especially, he's on that top line with the penalty kill, and he earns his C there. I mean, we saw the Jayhawks on Saturday in the penalty kill, the game that you and I called together, Ryan. They were perfect on the PK, largely in part to Brett Siddons going line to line. I mean, he was going goaltender to goaltender. He was dumping it off and chasing it, showing some speed, showing some grit, some agility, some heart. Really good. That's what you want out of your captain, especially a captain like Brett Siddons, who's just a junior.
Yeah, penalty kill looked good for the Jayhawks, Daniel. The power play, on the other hand, was tough. Jayhawks worked on the power play this past week during practice. Head coach Andy McConnell's liking the opportunities his team's getting. They just need to keep getting more of them. But let's get to this Jayhawks starting lineup. We'll start with the forwards for the Jayhawks. It's the same first line that we've been seeing these past few weekends. It's Aiden Siddons, Brett Siddons, John Feeney, that first line left to right.
Yeah, the Siddons duo, you've got to have them on the first line. Aiden Siddons with a power play goal last week, and Brett Siddons with a goal and 2 assists, and, of course, just being the heart and soul of this team.
Starting defense for the Jayhawks. Yet again, it is the big man out of Orleans, Massachusetts, Zach Roberts, a 6'5 senior, along with his typical partner, Blake Kern, on the right side.
Yeah, Zach Roberts has a menacing figure out there, standing at 6'5". Nebraska's going to have to do their best to try and contain him on the defensive end.
And starting in goal for the Jayhawks, it was Ben Olsen. He was a late scratch. He'll be in the lineup tomorrow, but it is Kai Vetter for the Jayhawks, sophomore out of Edwardsville, Illinois.
Kai Vetter started on Saturday for the Jayhawks. Did not end up with the win, but still looked very solid in that, even though McKendree didn't get that many opportunities on him.
As we look at the Nebraska starting lineup, as we're going to break for the national anthem here soon, for the Nebraska, it is Jake Quevedo, Shane Rothenberger, and Josh Lazari. Head coach for the Cornhuskers, Nate Fuller, has liked what he's seen out of his starting line. They're the most productive line, but he says after that they need to find some depth somewhere, Daniel.
Yeah, Lazari really good. 2 power play goals for him this year. Just a freshman on that top line, but along with Shane Roethlisberger, another freshman. They're just like Kansas in the fact that they have a lot of freshmen, but they really need to figure something out. A 17-0 loss to Dort on Friday. Haynes in their rear view. They're going to need to turn it around today against the Jayhawks, Ryan.
Yeah, we'll break for the national anthem here, and we'll talk more about Nebraska after this. After playing of our national anthem there, we'll get back to this Cornhuskers starting lines, and we'll look at defense here, Daniel. Defense for the Cornhuskers tonight looks like Caleb Coe and Tyler Mapes, each respectively out of Omaha, Nebraska, and Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Coe hasn't really gotten on the board yet this year. 10 penalty minutes for him, and Mapes, 2 penalty minutes for him. Neither of them have any points this year. Coe a sophomore, Mapes a senior. Mapes coming all the way from Austin, Texas, home of the Longhorns there, Ryan.
Yeah, Daniel, and starting in goal for the Cornhuskers tonight, it is going to be Liam Scott, their goalie, their junior goalie out of Roseville, Minnesota. 1-4-0 on the year, 6.13 goals against average, 889 save percentage. And what I was talking to Nate Fuller before the game, said Scott is a solid guy, puts in the work, he's dependable, and he gives them the best chance to win.
Yeah, 613 GAA really stands out there, Ryan, but his save percentage is still up there. He's facing a lot of saves. So, I mean, that 889 save percentage is still pretty good, 207 shots against.
Well, with that, we're ready to drop the puck here. Game 1 between the Cornhuskers and the Jayhawks starts now. It's the Jayhawks window opening draw. That is Zach Roberts with it. Tipped up through neutral ice by Aiden Siddons. Huskers go to retreat behind their own net. Nice little shimmy hit there put on by the Jayhawks, but the Husker are able to knock him to the side.
Yeah, good hit there by John Feeney back there in the Nebraska end.
Roberts tips it up to Feeney. Feeney now working along the right boards. He'll dump it behind the net of Scott. Near corner now, still Feeney. Backhand, trying to center it. He can't. Huskers try to clear. They do. That is Colby Butts with the clear. The sophomore out of Fremont, Nebraska, as well as our first stoppage of the night.
Yeah, Del Santi tried to get down there to prevent the icing. Didn't get down there in time, as there's our stoppage, Ryan.
Yeah, one thing for this Nebraska team, I was talking to Nate Fuller before the game. These guys, he says his team has to be able to play complete, full 60 minutes of hockey, no letting up off the gas at all. We'll see what these first 5 or so minutes look like for these Cornhuskers. Shot on there, save. No, it goes in. That shot squeezes by Liam Scott somehow and finds its way into the back of the net. An early 1-0 lead for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, tough start there for Nebraska. Not even a minute into this game, and they're down 1 goal. Just very, very abysmal defense there by Nebraska.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Liam Scott looking at his gloved hand, trying to see how that one squeaked through. I'm still wondering how that one squeaked through too. But either way, the Jayhawks will take it. They're up early, not even a minute into this game with a 1-0 lead. Here the Jayhawks come again. That was Hudson Huber with it. Huber near boards. Huber at the dot now, losing control of the puck. Low slot now. That is Callaghan. Callaghan now out to the boards. Shot from the point. Deflected in front of the net of Scott, and it is the Huskers coming the other way. That is Quevedo with it. Quevedo shot on. Save there by Vetter.
And we had some clock problems there again, Ryan. We got 19-13 on there. They played about a minute there that didn't get taken. I assume they're not going to catch it because last weekend we had the same problem with both games, but
So we're getting another 30 seconds of extra hockey, Daniel. It's happened in all 3 home games so far, and that clock is finally starting to wind, a few seconds after it should have even on that face-off. But, hey, we'll get some extra hockey again, I guess.
yeah, it happened on a KU power play, and KU ended up getting 30 seconds extra of power play time on Saturday.
This puck now floats around the point. Husker is able to corral it for the meantime. Shot goes wide of the net of Kai Vetter, out to the point now. Shot on net again. Kai sticks that one aside into the near boards. This puck battled for right now. Rothenberger down there for the Huskers. He's able to get it out to the far corner, but not able to keep it in are the Huskers. Icing waved off here as this puck goes to the side of the net of Scott. We're a minute and a half into this one. Behind the net, that is Lang. Matthew Lang had 2 goals of his own on the Friday night game last weekend against McKendree. Behind the net now, this puck finally picked up. That is Lang again. Lang, the left-handed shot from the dot. Center ice pass there, looking for Braxton Landis off the tape of his stick. Suppleant head coach Andy McConnell has been harping about trying to work on these tape-to-tape passes for the Jayhawks. They haven't been able to come super efficiently this year. Trying to see if we can find some more efficiency this game. That is what Andy McConnell was telling me before the game. This puck sent down the length of the ice and will be an icing against the Jayhawks just over 2 minutes into this one.
Yeah, Nebraska not able to get anything going here so far. Kansas had multiple good opportunities there. I thought that that pass from Lane to Landis there, where Landis was parked right in front of the Nebraska goalie, was going to be a problem, but a little bit of an errant pass there keeps Nebraska out of trouble.
Faced off to the left of the net of Vetter, won by the Jayhawks, and now it's in the far corner. Both teams vying for it. Jayhawks get to it as they try to clear it out. They cannot, though. Nice job by the Huskers, able to keep that puck in. That is Kim with it. Jawan Kim out of Seoul, South Korea, the sophomore for the Huskers. Puck along the near side now as this puck goes all the way back into Nebraska zone. Off the boards playing it there was Colby Butts. Puck in the high slot there for a second. Jayhawks try to get to it. They do, but it'll be a neutral ice. They have to touch up. It's Blake Hearn carrying the puck.
Good hit there by Harry Ives, Ryan. I don't know if you saw that.
Along the near corner now, that is Woolington with it. Woolington goes behind the net, trying to find it in the low slot. Loose puck there for a second. Jayhawks can't get to it. Roberts along the far boards now. That was Woolington. Woolington trips it down to Ives. Ives trying to find Hearn. He does find Hearn. Hearn, high point, tipped in front of the net of Scott. Rebound opportunity for Jayhawks. Goes wide. Ives, centering pass for Woolington. Can't get it through the 5-pole. Nice job by Liam Scott, able to cover up there.
Yeah, rough showing here by the UNL defense, Ryan. They're not giving Scott much help up there. I think that's probably why he's got the 6.13 GAA and a 1-4 record.
Face off to the right of Scott. Blake Hearn now at the high point, excuse me. Feeney, centering pass for Siddons, goes wide in front of the crease of Scott. Far boards now, that's Brett Siddons with it, the captain for these Jayhawks. Hearn now. Hearn shot goes well wide of the net. He'll hang his head there. Wishing you could have that one back. Brett Siddons now, he cycles around. Siddons around one. Centering pass, trying to find Aiden Siddons in a high slot. He had him. And again, these Jayhawks just not able to go tape to tape with their passes right now.
Right between his legs, Ryan.
Shot there, blocked by Kai Vetter, goes to the dot. Pass intercepted by Roberts. Jayhawks look to enter the zone now. They do. Behind the net of Scott. This puck picked up by Mapes. Near boards now. Shot there. Kicked aside off the leg pad of Scott. Brett Siddons circles around the first line out for the Jayhawks. Siddons backhands it, finds Aiden Siddons, his brother. Aiden Siddons with it now. Aiden Siddons will wait and drop it on the boards, trying to find John Feeney. Feeney finds it at his feet. Back to Brett Siddons. Siddons near corner. Jayhawks, really good offensive zone time right now, trying to find a shooting lane if they can find one. Aiden Siddons at the half boards. Dumps it down, trying to find John Feeney, able to get to it first for at least a second there. That was Merchant, but he tips it, and the Jayhawks have it now. Shot there, blocked in front of the net of Scott, putting his body on the line there. That was Studeman. Huskers finally get this puck in neutral ice. It's Mapes with it. He's going to try to backhand it out. He does for a second, but Luke Nesta, though, able to get it, as it's still Brett Siddons out for the Jayhawks. Both Siddons brothers out. This is easily over a 90-second shift for them.
Yeah, they've got the conditioning, Ryan.
As we speak of that, Brett Siddons comes off the ice. It's the second line out now for KU. Luke Nessa off of the body of Schmelzer as this puck stays in the Jayhawks offensive zone. Just over 5 minutes have gone into this first period. Jayhawks with an early 1-0 lead. Near boards. Huber high slot, can't get through as here come the Huskers 2-on-2. This is Clover with it. Clover centering, trying to find Schmelzer. They can't find each other as it's in the near boards now. This puck is gloved down by Clover. Clover's shot intercepted by Johnson. Johnson clears it in neutral ice as both teams vying for possession. Vetter kicks that one aside to the far boards. Jayhawks now, they're trying to work fast here. Rowan Vaughn push off the puck. Nice job there by Nebraska. This is Schmelzer with it now. Schmelzer trying to streak down the right side of the ice. He gets picked off, though, by, that looks to be Rowan Vaughn. Nice job there by the young freshman. Puck in neutral ice now. That is Callaghan with it. Callaghan, though, loses it for a second, gets it right back at the red line. Callaghan loses it yet again. Jayhawks trying to get past the red line. They finally do. They'll just dump it down as they go for a line change.
Another long shift there, Ryan.
Seems like Andy McConnell right now is working along shifts. Puck behind the net. That is Huber with it. Huber on the backhand. Forehand shot now. Through the 5-hole. He scores. Hudson Huber has a goal for the Jayhawks as they double their lead. 2-0.
Yeah, Huber gets it right through the 5-hole, as you mentioned, Ryan. Scott just didn't get his pads saved, or his pads closed there. No save for him. Rough look for Nebraska as they're down too early in the first 7 minutes of game.
Hudson Huber, his third goal of the season, 10th point of the 2025-2026 campaign, has Jayhawks up 2-0 over Big Red. Puck now behind the net of Scott. Played quickly there by Braxton Landis. Pinned, though, by Devin Cass. Nice job by Cass, but the Jayhawks able to get it along the boards. Matthew Lang with it now. Lang, low slot pass. Save there by Liam Scott as he covers up.
Yeah, Liam Scott not getting much help, but the Jayhawks are just bringing the pressure here, Ryan. They know that Nebraska struggled last week, and they're taking that to their advantage here. We talked to Coach Nate Fuller before the game. He said that Nebraska just needed to play a full 60 minutes and do their best.
Nearboard's puck lost at the feet of Ignachev. As the Jayhawks are able to dump it into the Nebraska zone as they work on the forecheck. Nebraska a little sloppy there getting it out, but they do either way. As here comes the streak in, Quevedo. Quevedo tries to split two defenders. He can't, as there will be a penalty here. I think going against the Jayhawks, I'm pretty sure that's going to be an interference. It is. That is Daniel Ignachev there just not keeping his head up, not keeping his head in the game as that puck long left him.
Yeah, Kansas head coach Andy McConnell said that the Jayhawks needed to prevent the penalties. They needed to not take those penalties. There we go right there. As we're in the first period, and they're already in the box, sending Nebraska on the power play. You're up 2-0. You can't be giving them opportunities like this, Ryan.
Yeah, it looks like Quevedo was kind of pushing his body into Ignachev a little bit. But either way, refs saw it as an interference, as it'll be Big Red on the power play to start the night. Jumping the gun early there, that was Schmelzer, but he ends up putting the face-off. Schmelzer backhands it into the far corner for Clover. Clover wraps it around for Butts. Behind the net now goes Schmelzer. Schmelzer trying to find Butts at the point. Butts not able to keep it in. Huskers got the reset here. Here comes the Jayhawks 2-on-1. Brett Siddons. Siddons shot. Saved 5-hole there by Liam Scott.
Yeah, I think the Jayhawks are targeting that 5-hole here, Ryan, as he struggled with that here early.
Adamski with it now. Adamski in the near corner. Jumps it behind for Schmelzer. Schmelzer back to Adamski. That is Clover now. Clover trying to find a centering pass. He can't. Clover, high slot for Schmelzer. This shot goes wide into the near boards. Butts now. Point. High slot, nothing on there for Clover. Rebound opportunity in front of the net of Kai Vetter. That was Schmeltzer with the backhand there, though, but Vetter able to save it.
Yeah, Vetter looking really good here early. Hasn't really faced much. I mean, even on the power play here, Kansas has been able to keep it in the other end. I mean, Brett Siddons has a really good opportunity there on a one-on-one. Just can't get it past Scott.
It's been a few weekends since we've seen Kai Vetter play, and so far, Daniel, he has looked really good. Minute gone on the power play.
Yeah, between this game and then last Saturday, he's done pretty good out there, Ryan.
Rothenberger shot saved by Vetter, and I think Kai Vetter gloved it. Can't see where that puck went. Nope, Vetter did have it, missed it there.
Yeah, I think he barely just got it on the glove and just covered up. Send it back to another face-off here. See if the Jayhawks can get out of this end run.
Face off to the left of Vetter, won by the Huskers, as it's misplayed by them. As here comes Matthew Lang trying to get to that puck. Or excuse me, that's George Bullard fighting with the Cornhusker there, but they are able to get to it. Lazari with it behind the net.
I think the Jayhawks are taking a little bit of motivation from Brett Siddons here on the PK. Last week he was working really well, and he's working real good tonight. They're all hustling out there, Ryan.
High slot, that's Quevedo off the post, and wide goes Jake Quevedo, the junior out of Lincoln, Nebraska. As we're going to have a penalty here, it's going to be a high sticking call against the Huskers. We'll get 21 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. It's going to be Shane Rothenberger, the leading goal scorer for this Husker team, going to sit for two.
Yeah, UNO with their best opportunity right there. Great wrist shot. Just find some iron. Kai Vetter rubbed the post. Thank him a little bit for that one as Jayhawks still maintain that 2-goal lead. And they're going to have a power play here in about 20 seconds, Ryan.
4-on-4 for 21 seconds until Ignachev comes out of the box, and it'll be about a minute 40 power play for KU. Something the Jayhawks have been trying to work on, but the penalty kills so far this year, really good for the Hawks. Shot on by Roberts. Rebound opportunity in front of the net. Jayhawks can't get it. Hearn tries to keep that puck in. He does. Nice job by the senior defenseman. Blake Hearn down to, that was Vaughn. This is Roberts down at the point as it's 5-on-4 now. Ignachev comes out and Callaghan comes on. Roberts now from the dot. Redirect in front of the net of Scott off the tape of Rowan Vaughn. Goes up and into the net. 90 seconds on the power play remaining.
Great opportunity there for Kansas. They just get in front, try and get a little deflection going. Unable to get it going in the back of the net, but if you have plays like that develop and you let them develop, you're going to score eventually.
Face-off coming to the left of the net of Liam Scott. Face-offs have gone the Jayhawks' way most so far tonight. This one's a little bit of a battle, though, won by the Huskers, but they turn it over to the point. At the point, shot, rebound opportunity off of Scott. Huskers able to get to that one and send it down the length of the ice.
Way to clear there by Nebraska. They've really struggled on defense, and a play like that where they get in front of it and end up being able to clear it, that can really spark the defense.
Vetter leaves it behind the net, and here come the Jayhawks streaking down the ice. This is Hudson Huber. Huber works past his man. Shot near post. Save there by Liam Scott. Jayhawks attacking that near post side of Scott as he let that first goal squeeze in from Rowan Vaughn, but he's able to seal it up there.
Yeah, I mentioned how a play like the clear there could really spark your defense, and then he's able to just get right by the defenders there. Just get one-on-one with Scott. You don't want that.
Face-off won by the Hawks. Zach Roberts with it. Roberts tipped there in front by Seibel, the captain for these Huskers. Be able to get out of harm's way for the meantime. Here to Jayhawks now from the dot. Far side now. Huber waits patiently. At the point, that is Vaughn. Vaughn shot off the stanchion behind the net. Jayhawks with it. From the low slot, shot there by Callaghan. Rebound opportunity for Roberts. He couldn't get to it as the Huskers were able to clear. Opportunities for the Jayhawks, just no execution right now.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Zach Roberts was just about 2 feet out of the wrong spot there. If he was 2 feet to his right, Jayhawks are up 3-0, but still 2-0 here, Ryan.
Hudson Huber, he enters with Callaghan. Huber tries to find Callaghan, but poor showing there by the Jayhawks power play as this puck gets sent down the length of the ice. 8 seconds to go on the penalty to Rothenberger, and that'll all about do it for the Jayhawks on the power play.
Yeah, I mean, they're up 2-0, but it's been a sloppy couple of minutes here for the Jayhawks, Ryan. They're going to need to figure it out here, try and get something going because they've had so many missed opportunities here early. Nebraska's been handing them opportunities left and right, and they just can't cash in.
Nebraska looking aggressive in the neutral ice. If you're looking for any sign of life from the Huskers, that's what you got to be looking for right now. Near side. Puck wrapped around the boards. Trying to play there is Callahan. Nice little stick dangle there by Brett Siddons. The first line for the Jayhawks goes to work. Here's Brett now. Dangles through two. Siddons loses control of it as his puck's played to the point. Off the stick there of Aiden Siddons. Shot via Ignachev. Far boards now. Both teams trying to get control of the puck. Will bounce back into the Jayhawks defensive zone. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first period. Alongside Daniel Schmidt, I'm Ryan Cartman, bringing you game 1 of 2 between these Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Kansas Jayhawks. Jayhawks up to an early 2-0 lead in this one. Jayhawk got dragged down to the ice there. They're looking for a penalty. They're not going to get it, though.
Yeah, I think they wanted a hooking there, Ryan. It looked like he got right around him, as there's a hooking.
They're going to get it right there, Daniels. That stick there, the stick of Devin Cass found its way. It's sticking between the armpit there of Aiden Siddons, and I think we're going to get a hook against Cass. We will.
Yeah, Ryan, I think the easiest call in hockey might be the hook when the opponent's stick ends up in your own hands because it's tied around you so hard that it ends up coming out. Pretty easy call there for our referees.
Yeah, especially those upper body hooks. Those lower body ones can be hard to tell, but yeah, those upper body ones, typically an easy call for the refs. Jayhawks on the power play. They had opportunities on the power play just a minute ago. They'll try to cash them in, though, here. It's the first power play unit out for the Jayhawks. Brett Siddons, backhand. Shot wide of the net. Might have went off the stick on its way to the net of Liam Scott. Feeney. Feeney will circle around to the point. He finds Nessa. Nessa, the assistant captain. High slot. That is Lang with it. Back to Nessa. Nessa from the point. Redirect in front of the net. Liam Scott sprawling out there for the save. Nice job there by the Husker netminder.
What a great save there by Liam Scott. Not much has gone his way here in the first period, but he's able to jump on that one, keep it out of the net. Definitely a morale booster for him and his penalty kill unit.
Face off to the right of Scott. Second power play unit out now for the Jayhawks. Callaghan. Point now to Roberts. Roberts to Vaughn. Vaughn now to Huber. Jayhawks working the passing lanes really well. Zach Roberts, back doorstep. He scores. The Jayhawks finally convert on the power play as Zach Roberts, the big defenseman from the back doorstep, gets his first goal of the season.
Yeah, just a perfect setup pass there, Ryan. We just saw the replay over here. Roberts is in perfect position, just gets fed the puck from right there. Nebraska gets by both defenders. Roberts set up right on the back doorstep, able to put it in the back of the net, give the Jayhawks 3-0 lead.
And pardon me there, but that was actually Zach Roberts' second goal of the season. It is first power play goal, though, of the 2025 campaign. Here comes the Jayhawks again. This is Ives. Ives, centering pass. Trying to find a Jayhawk who's on the ground right now. That was Woolington he was trying to find, as Woolington is trying to set the screen right now in front of Liam Scott.
Yeah, Nick Wollington's found himself on the first line a little bit. He's playing on the fourth line tonight. He was right there, Ryan.
Far corner now. Puck left alone as a Jayhawk and a Husker end up being tangled up for a second. Quevedo tries to get the puck on the stick. He does. Headmans it up to Lazari. Lazari loses control as the Jayhawks now try to go to work as they have a 3-0 lead in this game. All signs of life pointing the Jayhawks' way.
I think momentum is squarely with the Jayhawks here, Ryan. Nebraska just looks disorganized on the ice.
Sabanski loses possession of it, and here come the Jayhawks. This is Ives with it. Ives shot off the side of the net of the netminder, Scott.
Nick Wollington was right there for a deflection. The puck didn't get to him, though. He would have had an open net, Ryan.
Sabanski trying to go 5-hole there on Kai Vetter, and Kai Vetter closed up at the last second, it looked like. Henry Sabanski almost had himself a goal. Near side now, Sabanski trying to keep it in. He can't, so the laid off sides against Nebraska. They're going to have to touch it up here. As the Jayhawks right now trying to go tape to tape. And again, Daniel, it's been a problem for the Jayhawks this year, trying to get those tape to tape passes, as here's a turnover for the meantime by the Jayhawks.
Yeah, this is still have Nick Wollington on the ice. He's been out there for about a 90-second shift as we've got very long shifts in the first period, Ryan.
Icing waved off as the Huskers go back to retreat. Devin Cass with it. Cass plays it up to Del Sante. as he tries to clear it out, but the Jayhawks now with the neutral ice. Cross ice, this is Hearn. Hearn's shot. Nice sprawling block in front of the net there. That was Zachary Del Sante, the junior defenseman out of Gilbert, Arizona. Puck at the outside circle now. Backhanding it, there was Blake Hearn. He can. It's Jayhawks going to go to back check here quickly. Said the Huskers opt for a line change. It's actually going to be a shot on goal there. Saved by Kai Vetter. Shot courtesy of Christian Clover.
Yeah, Ryan, 3-0 Kansas leads here, but Nebraska's at least showing some heart. Great diving block there on the defensive end for Nebraska as they just try and get anything sparked here. They need some momentum because it's 100% with Kansas right now.
Yeah, you're right, Daniel. That's something Nate Fuller has been emphasizing these past few games, these past practices for his Cornhusker squad, and that is you're not out here to prove anything to anybody else. You're just out here trying to prove yourself. You need to prove it to yourself that you belong here. Mapes' shot goes well wide of the net as Jayhawks try to pick it up. This puck well squared out in neutral ice along the near boards. Mapes able to make up for his missed shot there as he dumps it behind the net of Kai Vetter.
Yeah, that missed shot felt like Major League when he says just a bit outside there as it's about 5 feet to the left, or to the right, excuse me, of Kai Vetter.
Talking about Harry Doyle there and Bob Euchre, you are, Daniel. Neutral ice now. Puck for Christian Clover. Clover tries to work around the big man, Zach Roberts. He does. Nice job by Clover to get to it. Far side now off a skate, so this puck finds its way to Roberts. He headmans it up to Hearn. Hearn, the offensive defenseman for these Jayhawks. He works in. Hearn, cross ice, looking for Feeney on the back doorstep, but Feeney off his stick as this puck finds its way into the far boards. Picked up by Schmeltzer. Schmeltzer works his way around the defenseman, so Kai Vetter will smartly cover up. Just under 4 minutes to go in this first period. Has been all Jayhawks up 3-0.
Ryan, they're up 3-0. Nebraska's lucky it isn't 6-0. Kansas has been getting in their spots uncontested right in front of the net of Liam Scott, and they just have missed the passes. They've missed the setup passes. They've converted on some. There's a reason they're up 3-0, but I bet you Andy McCollum would wish that they convert a little more often.
Face off to the right of Vetter, won by the Huskers. Shot there by Butts. Rebound opportunity for the Huskers, but nice shot by the Jayhawks to get in front of the net. Another rebound opportunity for the Huskers as Vetter kicks that one aside. And we're going to have a penalty here. Big hit there put on by Nebraska. Trying to get a number as soon as possible. Looks to be Jawan Kim, the sophomore out of Seoul, South Korea. We'll see what they assess him with here.
Went to the wrong penalty box. You can get him over to the Nebraska one now.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it a roughing from the signal I got. Or the refs try to wait. They might not have made a signal yet. I think our ref just put out his fist for the meantime.
Yeah, they're just trying to find anything here, Ryan. Kim's trying to just spark his team and ends up just drawing a rough penalty there.
Yeah, it's going to be a cross-checking going against Jawan Kim, his 5th minor on the year. So the Jayhawks power play trying to go to work yet again. And, hey, worked last time. The defenseman, Zach Roberts, getting on the board for the Jayhawks on the power play. Face off to the left of Scott, won by KU. Played to the point. This is Nessa. Nessa, redirect in front of the net. They score! On the power play, the Jayhawks convert yet again. Luke Nessa to Aiden Siddons. Jayhawks up 4-0.
Yeah, that was a very, very quick power play as Kim's going to come out of the box here after about 5 seconds. Rough one for Nebraska, Ryan. KU 4 goals in the first period, and we still have 3:36 on that clock.
What positioning there. What net front positioning by Aiden Siddons to find that shot from the point by Luke Nessa. Tip that one right by Liam Scott. Jayhawks up 4-0. 3.5 minutes to go, and we're only in the first period, Daniel. Puck in KUI. Jayhawks try to clear it. They do. Back goes Nebraska. Delayed offsides against the Jayhawks. Up to touch up. Doesn't matter either way as Devin Cass has it on the stick for Beaster. Near boards now. Jayhawks now exit the zone. They try to enter. They can't. Puck now on the stick of Malcolm Johnson. Near side now. That is Krugel. 4th line out for KU as we have a nice puck battle going along the near boards. Puck goes in KU ice. Is Malcolm Johnson to pick it up for the Jayhawks, the defenseman for KU.
Nebraska laid a good hit there. I think it was Nick Wellington who got taken down.
Near side now, this is Ives. Ives loses an edge there. It's going to be a turnover against him as the Huskers look to exit, but the Jayhawks back in time.
KU had a good look there, too. He just blew a tire.
Woolington now. Woolington shot from up high. Sends it into the low slot. Looking Landis try to get it in there. Nice save there, though, by Liam Scott, able to keep that one out of his net.
Yeah, all twos on the clock now, Ryan. KU up 4-0, 4 goals on 16 shots against Liam Scott. Just not a good period for the junior netminder out of Roseville, Minnesota.
Face off to the left of Scott. Won by Nebraska. Near boards now. Quevedo with it as he skates up the right wing side. Quevedo trying to regain control. He can't, as he'll be wrapped around the boards. Quevedo tries to pick up that puck again, but getting to it first. Looks to be Bowler, but nice shot by Quevedo. Able to get that one to the far boards, or to the near boards, excuse me. Hit put on there by Mapes. Jayhawks try to make something happen in the zone. It's going to be Caleb Coe getting to it first. Ugly turnover in front of the net. Puck in front of the net. Matthew Lang tries to get it in there. He can't. Looks like Liam Scott stole that one right off of Matthew Lang's stick as he sprawls out for that save.
Yeah, good save there by Liam Scott. At this point in the game, I mean, he's just got to keep it out of the net and hope that his team can get something sparked, Ryan, as they're really struggling here.
Face off to right of Scott. Won by the Huskers. Mapes gets to it first. Pushed off there by Landis. Shot wide of the net. Goes into the far boards. Bullard trying to play it for the Jayhawks. Trying to play it for the Huskers was Seibel, the captain. Hearn swinging and miss there as here comes Seibel. They're 2-on-0. This is Seibel with it. Seibel shot. Saved by Kai Vetter. What a job by Kai Vetter, as it was Caleb Seibel and Ethan Schmelzer streaking down 2-on-0. Seibel decided to keep it for himself. And what a job there by Kai Vetter. And beg your pardon, that was Jawan Kim with him.
KU not too happy. Kai Vetter got run into there, but Jayhawks just trying to count their wins here, up 4-0. Just end out the period. Take a little breather in the locker room. It's going to be a loose locker room, I assume, up 4-0 after the first period. But you just got to keep the focus and just close out the game at this point. As we got somebody going penalty box, Ryan.
Yeah, I missed what the call was there, Daniel. It's going to be Blake Hearn going to sit for a minor of some sort. Didn't see what call they gave, but
might be a roughing there, Ryan.
Could have been at the end of it, as that's a typical call to make after a whistle is blown. So it's going to be Jayhawks on a penalty kill for the rest of the first period. Trying to cherry pick there was KU, trying to find Rowan Vaughn. That one didn't work out, though. But Jayhawks get to kill a penalty, and the penalty kills looked really good so far at home. Jayhawks trying to cherry pick again. Here's Rowan Vaughn. He is able to cherry pick. Vaughn has the defender on him. Vaughn able to dangle around one. Caught a hooking, and it's going to be a penalty against Nebraska. And this looks to be a hooking. Not a hard call to make there, as that was Josh Lazari there, I think, just trying to save a goal, the freshman.
Up 4-0, might as well cherry pick, have some fun, see if you can get some stuff around there. Even on the PK, Jayhawks draw another penalty. He was just trying to make sure Vaughn didn't get it. I think he mixture of a hook and a trip there, Ryan.
Yeah, it looked to be more of a hook, Daniel. I think as a result of the hook, Vaughn found himself tripping into the ground. So it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey for the rest of this first period, partner. We'll see with open ice if the Jayhawks can take advantage of it or if the Huskers can take advantage of it too. Try to get some good mojo. Vaughn from the high slot. Shot kicked aside by Scott. Puck stays in on the stick of Huber. Huber dangles around one, leaves it for Vaughn. Vaughn backhand goes around the net. 38 seconds to go in the period. Backhanded there by Huber, trying to find something. He couldn't. Behind the net now, that's Clover with it. Far corner now, here is Huber. Huber around one. Huber stick lifted there. Nice job by Adamski. As this is the Huskers clearing. Del Sante clearing. It's a delayed penalty now against the Jayhawks. They touch up. Luke Nessa does. I didn't see who the penalty was against, partner, but It will be 4-on-3 now. Lots of open ice for these last 15 seconds of the first period as the faceoff will come to the Jayhawks defensive zone.
Looks like they're going to get Luke Nessa here. He skates over to talk to our referee. Excuse me, never mind. It's going to be Hudson Huber going to the box.
It's going to be Huber going to the box, one of the goal scorers tonight for the Jayhawks. It'll be a slash against Hudson Huber. So 2 Jayhawks in the box, 1 Husker in the box. 4-on-3 hockey for the last 14.9 seconds of the first period. Having to go off the ice there with Luke Nessa. He forgot it was 4-on-3. So we're ready to go now. Face off to the right of Vetter. Play to the point now. That is Coe. Dot now. Shot off the elbow and way up into the netting behind the net of Kai Vetter. Thought that one might go out onto the walkway.
Yeah, that one was a high one there, Ryan. As we're in here, a little 4-on-3 action. Kind of a sloppy end to the first period. Maybe that locker room won't be as loose as we thought it was with these 2 penalties for the Jayhawks late.
From the point, shot blocked in front of the net off the skates of a Jayhawk defender. Shot again, goes wide, and that'll do it for the first period. Jayhawks just utterly dominating that first period. 18 shots on goal for KU, 12 on goal for Nebraska, but it's the Jayhawks going to enter the first intermission with a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to talk much here. It's 4-0, the Jayhawks lead after 1 period. I think that speaks for itself. Andy McConnell said before the game that he wanted them to tighten up the penalties. That's been one thing the Jayhawks have struggled as. They've seen the box 3 or 4 times here, Ryan, and they've got 2 in the box here to end the first period. So definitely something I think they'll address in the locker room. But other than that, if you're Kansas, you got to be happy. Yeah,
that is something they're going to have to address in the locker room. Andy McConnell, again, before the game, just saying that, man, these penalties right now are killing the Jayhawks. They got to be less reactionary and just more actionary, I guess is the best word. Less reactive and more just think through your actions and stay out of the box. And Jayhawks just have not been able to do that in the first period. The only negative, really, like you said, Daniel, for KU. But the scoreboard says otherwise. Jayhawks up 4-0. They're going to head into intermission with a nice cushion of a lead as we'll step aside for the first intermission break. Jayhawks up 4-0 over the Cornhuskers. Keep it right here on the KU Hockey YouTube channel. Back here for the start of the second period between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Kansas Jayhawks. KU up to a 4-0 lead, courtesy of some great offense by the Jayhawks. A power play goal from Aiden Siddons, a power play goal from Zach Roberts, and 2 goals, one each from Hudson Hubert and Rowan Vaughn. Has been his onslaught so far tonight in Overland Park. Well, I don't have Daniel Schmidt next to me right now, folks. In fact, I have KU hockey alum Jack Gerber next to me. It was KU Hockey Alum Weekend, if we want to call it that, Jack. Jack, how's it feel to be back here in Kansas? I know you're teaching in Illinois right now. You can talk about more too later, but
yeah.
how's it feel to be back in Kansas?
No, it feels great to be back here. The team's looking great. There's a lot of depth, a lot of consistency. The lines are looking great, and I've been enjoying every single second of watching this team.
Yeah, so this first line you're very familiar with, Jack. That's the line of Aiden Siddons, Brett Siddons, and John Feeney. What do you like about those guys? Having played with them the past couple of years.
Yeah, so those 3 are some of my best friends, and it's very interesting watching them from the stands and not being on the ice with them, but seeing them from afar, they're a great line, and it's great to see what they can do in person. Seriously.
Yeah, so Jayhawks are going to start out with a 4-on-3 penalty kill here. Penalties have been Harmon and Jayhawks so far this year. Something that your former head coach, Andy McConnell, has been harping on. How important is it for the Jayhawks to get out of the penalty box?
Yeah, so staying out of the box is the most important thing in hockey, honestly. Keep them out the power play. Looks like we're shorthanded right now, but I'm expecting a good kill here and a good way to finish this game because we're up 4-0.
See what we get. Here's this George Bullard along the right side. He dangles around one, enters the offensive zone of the ice, and he's just going to look to kill as much time. Nebraska not attacking right now on the penalty kill.
Can I speak about George real quick?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, George looks like he's got an extra step this year. That last year I was on a line with him and Matthew Lang, and George looks like he's got an extra step this year. He's been great after watching the games on the live with you guys. But yeah, he's looked great. The Jacks have looked great. No complaints. Not at all.
Yeah, shot there, blocker to side by Kai Vetter. Shot from the point now. Redirected in front of the net by Matthew Lang as it now goes into the near board. Zach Roberts to pick it up for the Jayhawks, the big defenseman. Glove down now. That is Rothenberger. Rothenberger now with it at the corner as it's Blake Hearn trying to get that puck away from Quevedo as they go behind the net to battle for it. 3 Huskers against Blake Hearn, and it's Blake Hearn to come out with it. Just how special is Blake Hearn as a defenseman, Jack?
Blake's a great defenseman, great center defenseman, offensive-minded too, and he's been, especially when I was there, he's been great, and no complaints at all. He's exactly what you wanted in a defenseman.
Yeah, and Jack, we've known you across your career to be a little bit like of a cherry picker. You know, wait at that offensive blue line. You know, we saw Rowan Vaughn doing that on the penalty kill for the Jayhawks, a freshman, a couple years ago. Just what is his strategy there? You know, when you go to cherry pick, are you trying to like be secret about it, or do you really care if the opposing team sees you?
Yeah, I don't really know Rowan that well, but it kind of looks like he plays a similar way that I do. But he looks like he's doing it right, and it's kind of just a strategy. You're not really cherry picking; you're kind of just waiting for the puck to get to you. So, not selfish, more just like want to help the team.
Yeah, they're not seeing the puck there was Schmelzer, so the Jayhawks able to get to it in the meantime as they try to clear and enter the zone. They do. It's the first line. This is Aiden Siddons now. Siddons from the high slot. Shot deflected in front of the net. Rebound opportunity saved by Scott as his puck's behind the net. He gets pushed down. This is Malcolm Johnson now. Johnson's shot on. Blocked aside there by Liam Scott. Brett Siddons, the captain for the Jayhawks, picking it up. We'll talk a little bit more about Brett Siddons, Jack, once we find ourselves with a stoppage. Haven't found a stoppage yet. Seems like whenever you bring a guest onto a broadcast, you can't find a whistle.
It's all good. I love competitive hockey.
This is Siddons near boards. Brett, the captain for the Jayhawks, first-year captain, as old captain Caleb Dussault actually is here. Wrist shot somehow off the side of the net there by Aiden Siddons. Knocked the Gatorade bottle up from the net of Liam Scott.
That's some big shoes to fill for sure, but I think Brett's doing a great job of what he's doing.
So finally we get a stoppage. It's an icing, so we get a chance to breathe. And Jack, talk about Brett Siddons, and obviously Caleb Dussault's here as well, but what do you like so much about Brett Siddons filling in those shoes of Caleb Dussault? You played with him the past couple years.
Yeah, so Brett's a really good friend of mine for a long time. We played with each other for a very long time, the last 3 years. and he's a great hockey player, and he's a great captain, great leader. Caleb, I think, taught him exactly what he needed to learn, and just to put forward to this team, and it's really shown, honestly.
Yeah.
This Jayhawks team's looking lethal.
Face-off to the right of Scott, won by the Huskers, but Jayhawks able to regain control of it and neutralize. This is Huber with it. Huber works around one man. Stick up there. Huber tried to go 5-hole on Scott. Puck ends up going behind his net.
Hey, I will say these new kids that I don't know, these freshmen they're making a big difference in this game. I'm seeing.
Yeah, Jack. Talking with Andy McConnell before the season, how the season's progressed. Head coach McConnell. There's a puck in the high slot. Stick aside there by Vetter. McConnell, another shot in the high slot. Rebound opportunity, wide open net. Wide open net for Zachary Del Sante, and he just can't put it through. Excuse me, that is Joey Beester, 81, not 91. Shot high slot there for the Jayhawks by Callaghan. But yeah, wide open net there for Joey Beester, looking for his first goal of the year, and somehow just couldn't tuck it in. But yeah, back to the freshman though, Jack, as actually we're not going to have enough time. Jayhawks right now looking to score another goal. Shot there, saved by Scott. Now we get a breather. Now let's talk. These freshmen though, yeah, Andy McConnell saying just how much experience they bring, the energy that they bring to the team, the leadership it seems that they brought as well a little bit along with the seniors. But really, it's their ability to find open areas on the ice. Have you been seeing that too out of these freshmen, open areas?
I've watched. This is the first game in person I've watched, but I watch online all the time. But it's really good to see these new kids evolving into the game and just enjoying the game and being a part of this team. It's great to see. It really is.
Face-off to the right of Scott, won by the Jayhawks. And Luke Lamb on the ice.
I do want to give a shout-out to
go for it, man.
Leadership-wise, and I think Zach Roberts, the defenseman, he's been a very solid defenseman for the Jayhawks for the last few years, and I think I've heard from a lot of people that he's been a great leader. I just want to put that out there. Yeah, it was that first line of defense out for the Jayhawks right now. Zach Roberts, senior, 6'5", 220. 2-on-1 for the Jayhawks. Yeah,
shot.
Lammer.
They score.
First shot from Luke Lamb right there.
It is indeed Luke Lamb for the Jayhawks as he gives the Jayhawks a 5-0 lead. Speaking of young kids last year who just developed to love the game of hockey and be a part of the team, Luke Lamb's a great example of that. Yeah, Lamb's third goal of the season puts the Jayhawks up 5-0 as right now they are humming Jack Gerber. Yeah, I mean, I will say that he was I loved talking to him last year, and I loved being a part of his journey, and he's become a great hockey player, and he was a great hockey player before. Right now, he's been great. Big hit in the offensive zone right there. It doesn't matter. Big hit there by Corey Butts on Nick Woolington, the sophomore out of Gardner, Kansas for the Jayhawks. Butts, not one to be messed with, 6'4", 185 pounds of pure muscle. That's a big boy. How's it, Jack, taking hits from guys like that, those Zach Roberts or Corey Butts sort of guys? Do you just wake up sort of next morning? Yeah, it's more of just like in the moment you get hit by them. It hurts for a second, but you'll feel it the next day for sure. But it's not a good feeling the next day. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, well, Luke Lamb again scored that goal for the Jayhawks just a minute ago. The sophomore out of Wayzata, Minnesota. Hey, I will say about Luke, I watched him in practice last year. I don't know about this year, but last year he is always going 1,000% all the time, and he deserves exactly what he's getting right now. So good stuff, Luke, and I expect the best out of him. He's a really good hockey player. Yeah, Jack. Of course, you're being from Illinois. Does Illinois and Minnesota have a big rivalry? Is it more Illinois, Wisconsin, like the Packers, Bears sort of thing, or what does that rivalry look like between the states? Not really with Minnesota. It's more of just Wisconsin. I don't like the Packers. You don't like that? Yeah. You're not a cheesehead, are you? No, I don't like the Packers. Oh, that's a cheap shot right there. Yeah, I'm my friend Luke Nesser right there. He doesn't like that. He'll get that back soon. Hit there put on by Christian Clover as George Boulder carries it out. Headmans it up to Langer. Lang with it, stays with it. Bullard, forehand, backhand. They're going to wave this goal off. Net came off its bearings. And that was a goal if that net stayed on its bearings by our referee. If I'm going to be honest, that's kind of bad. Do you agree with me? Our referee waves it off because Liam Scott went post to post there, pushing from his right to his left. and he pushed with so much force.
That should have been a George Bowler goal right there.
Yeah, should have been one too, Jack. But we're going to be with 13 and a half minutes remaining here. No goal as it remains a 5-0 game. But, Jack, I want to talk about what's going on with you now, man. We're talking before the game a little bit. So you're doing PE teaching, right? Physical education teaching out back home in Illinois for elementary school kids. How's that been going?
Yeah, so that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm a physical education teacher. I love helping kids, and I love teaching them about the new sports about the world and helping them out. And it's been a great experience. And, yeah.
Here's Bullard again. Low slot in front of the net. This puck is batted around, and it finds its way to the near corner. Jack, do you guys find, like, can you do any sort of, like, hockey sort of stuff in PE, or are the kids too young for that?
Of course.
How do you employ hockey in there?
We just finished the hockey unit, and it was a great experience for me. We got 2-on-1 here. Sorry.
Yeah, here come the Huskers.
Here come the Huskers.
That's Lazari behind the net on the backhand. Lazari tries to find it low slot on the doorstep, but he can't as the Jayhawks are able to come away with it. Puck gets out, so the Huskers have to touch up.
We finished our hockey unit just now, and a lot of kids don't know what hockey is, and it was really good to show them how great of a sport it is and how the camaraderie shows and how much camaraderie you can have and the teammates you can get and the friendships you can have. It's the greatest sport in the world. So that was kind of my goal, showing my kids that I just had. So, yeah.
Now, Jack, if I'm not mistaken, you are a Chicago Blackhawks fan, correct?
I am.
How is, without expressing, with making this suitable for YouTube, of course. There's a lot of words you could say about the Chicago Blackhawks, but let's find suitable ones for YouTube. What's it been like being a Blackhawks fan, man, these past couple years?
I'm very happy you asked about the Chicago Blackhawks because, yes, I love the Chicago Blackhawks. The 2010s were the greatest times of my life. But right now, the Blackhawks have been outstanding and playing top teams to a one-goal game, every single game. So I have no complaints with them. Frank Nazar, Connor Bedard, Grindinato, all those top guys have been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, as this puck now along the far boards. I'm trying to look it up right now as I fly.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Ask me a question, man. Go for it.
What are your thoughts on this Jayhawk hockey team right now, though?
Just Jayhawk hockey team right now?
Just like the difference between last year and this year. Do you feel like they have more confidence this year, or like do you feel like they have more confidence last year?
Yeah, you're making me the color guy now, aren't you, man? But no,
I'm sorry.
I love it, man. I think what we're seeing now is a way hotter start for this Jayhawk team than last year. Of course, last year got bogged down at the beginning of the season, made a run for it in the back half, but just too late for Jayhawks. Right now, I mean, this is a team off to a hot start, 5-2-1 record. The only thing that's disappointing is that they can't close out those Saturday games. Something that looking for as many sweeps as possible, try to get as many points in a matcha play, national play.
I will say, as a former player, the Saturday games are one of the most underappreciated games in club hockey, because you play the Friday game, you go balls to the wall and you go all out, and you got the Friday game and people just don't think it means as much. It means equally as much. Come on, Feeney, rip it.
Feeney off the skate there as the Huskers are coming the other way now. Puck there, though, deflected aside by Ingachev. Going behind the net now, trying to wrap it around there to Jayhawks. Near corner now, Brett Siddons picks it up. Siddons, high slot for Callaghan, and they score. Danny Callaghan, the freshman, 6'4".
I don't know Danny Callaghan, but right place at the right time, knows what he's doing with the stick. That's a great play. Yeah,
Callaghan finding it right in the high slot and pushes up the water bottle of Liam Scott.
Have you watched a guy like Danny Callaghan the whole year? Like I personally don't know him as a hockey player very well, but I would love to know like what you've seen so far. Yeah,
very good. I would say, Jack, Danny Callaghan, very good in the slot, down in the low slot, down on the doorstep. Good at making screens. I mean, 6'4", so of course you're gonna put him down low.
Too.
Good. Good along the half wall as well, but especially though down in front of the net. Great net front presence for the Jayhawks. Danny Callaghan
that's definitely gonna be a good ad for them. I would not lie.
Yeah, Callaghan. That was his. That was Callaghan's second goal of the season. We have a net change. We have a goalie change as well.
Did we get a goalie change?
We did have a goalie change. I got pointed out there by Daniel Schmidt, who's helping me out, being a spotter right now for me, as got Jack Gerber on the broadcast.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. We're having fun, man. Liam Scott is out for the Huskers, and in now is Grant Meyer. In now is Grant Meyer. As off the post there, low slot rebound opportunity again for Callaghan. Trying to get in the back of the nether. Jayhawks, they can't. Nice job by Danny Callaghan sprawling out, keeping that puck out.
Hey, I will not lie to you. I knew after leaving last year that this Jayhawk team will be special. I knew, because they care and they want. And last year it was very demoralizing for our whole team not to make the matchup playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a goal for all of them. And they're beyond good enough to make that. So watching them right now against this Nebraska team, I think that they're pure dominance. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this KU team is, obviously just a better start as this puck's in the low slot. Covered up there, saved by
Honestly,
Ethan Meyer, the new goalie.
Yeah, honestly, I thought losing number 16 last year, Tyler Nelson, or number 3, I think he was.
Number 3 was Tyler Nelson,
Tyler last year. I thought losing Tyler, because Tyler was a big part of our team last year, I thought losing him would be a big part of this Jayhawk team, but it seems like they've seriously overcome that.
Yeah.
And they are a full, complete team.
Yeah. Beg my pardon. It was not Callaghan in front of that. That was Meyer, of course, the goalie now for the Huskers. The new goalie for Nebraska, the sophomore out of Irvine, California. Southern California kid playing up in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Ask you some more questions about the...
Go for it, man. Keep it coming. As there's a shot there, blockered aside to the corner boards by Kai Vetter. What do you got for me, Jack?
So you were around the Jayhawk hockey team for a while, and you were around Gabe. Gabe, who was the
Daniel,
former voice of the Jayhawks.
Former voice, yeah.
But how much have you enjoyed this?
Man, to be able to learn from Gabe Daniel, the speed that he was able to call a game. We're going to call a game right here. This is Huber with it. Cross-size backhand. Net off its bearings again. And we're going to have a stoppage here. No penalties called. I think both teams looking for one.
As a player, I loved it. But seeing it from above this angle is also very cool. And I want to know how you guys enjoyed it and stuff.
Yeah, gives a bird's eye view to the game for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
But yeah, it's been fun. Learning from Gabe Daniels, a great opportunity, just seeing the speed and precision at which he called the game, trying to pick up little things from him. But you also got to make it your own style as well. You don't want to totally copy somebody.
Yeah.
You pick and choose from different guys. You're like, Doc Emmerich is the first that comes to mind, of course, for me. Retired now, calling NHL on what used to be NBC. Kenny Albert, too, another great one as well. You just find yourself picking up from a lot of guys. There is Malcolm Johnson in the far corner.
Because, honestly, I was kind of curious because I have favorite hockey players and, famous – who was it?
It's going to be a penalty here against KU behind the net on Luke Ness. They're going to try to get a call here, see what it was. Nebraska fans finally wanting to call, and they got one.
I was going to ask you because I always have – can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you.
So I always have some, I love Patrick Kane. I love Pavel Datsuk. I love guys like that. But, do you have guys like that in, the announcing type of business?
Yeah, I'll say growing up in Southern California, Vince Scully was my idol, of course, play-by-play voice for the Dodgers. Retired about when I was in middle school. And since then, I think guys like Kenny Albert, again, he's super versatile. I'm going to go guys off my own team. Joe Davis, he's calling Game 1 of the World Series tonight. As this shot by Rothenberg gets deflected to the side by Vetter, played along the near boards. But, yeah, so many guys. Another shot there in front of the net. Rebound opportunity. They score. Nebraska finally able to get on the board. It is the captain, Caleb Seibel, his second goal of the season.
Take down penalties in club hockey. Teams are going to capitalize no matter what.
Yeah, rebound there, given up by Kai Vetter, and it is the captain for the Huskers.
I'm content with the Jayhawks lead right now. I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, still a 5-goal lead for KU, Jack. And if you're Kai Vetter, obviously you're wishing to have that one back. Gave up a nice, juicy rebound there to Caleb Seibel.
Honestly, that's unlike. Hey, the two goalies that the Jayhawks have right now are Kai Vetter and Ben Olsen, and those two are absolutely walls back there. So if a goal gets given up, no pressure on them. They know how to handle it.
Well, here come the Huskers yet again. They're 3-on-2. Flay Hurry dumping it in now on the forecheck. Goes Nebraska.
Good hit, Blake.
Near corner now. This puck is played. Brett Siddons trying to get it off from
Good call.
Adamski.
Yeah, so I honestly was kind of shocked that Kai got the start tonight. But Kai's a great goaltender, and so is Ben. They've got two great options. Great options.
Yeah, as we said earlier in the broadcast to start the game, Ben Olsen was slated to start, but Kai Vetter in now as people got plans, for different stuff coming on this weekend. Of course, it's college, man. It's a K-State game's coming up tomorrow. Of course, everybody knows that's the elephant in the room on KU's campus. So it'll be Ben Olsen getting the start tomorrow for the Jayhawks.
No, that is a great option for the Jayhawks. They've got two unbelievable goaltenders. Come on. Oh.
So after a big hit there, as a shot off the side of the net, number 20 for Nebraska was Ethan Schmelzer, the sophomore forward out of Oswego, Illinois. As a shot on there, deflected in front of the net of Scott. Ethan Schmelzer went back to the locker room after taking a big hit for the Huskers. Puck in the high slot now. Quevedo trying to play, but stick lifted there.
3-on-2, 4-on-2. Oh, come on.
By Brett Siddons, yeah. 4-on-2 opportunity potentially for the Jayhawks. Going to be offsides against KU as that puck went out of the zone as Jayhawks entered. Aiden Siddons not too happy with the call, but the Jayhawks will take that one.
That wasn't a hand pass, but, it's okay.
I think it was a hand pass. They called you right, not a offsides. Jack, it's been a pleasure having you on, man. Been such a joy. Anything else you want to say to Jayhawk fans listening right now who have enjoyed watching you play these last, 4 years or so?
Honestly, I'm so happy that I play for this team. It's a great group of guys, and the freshmen that I met today are also a great group of guys. And it's going to be a really good future for the Jayhawks, and especially with you, bro. You are the voice of this team, and I think Gabe would be very happy with you, because Gabe was awesome, but you're awesome too. So.
Jack, I appreciate that. I'm humbled, man, by that compliment. It's been such a joy watching you play these last 4 years for the Jayhawks as that puck goes up and into the netting. We'll stoppage here. And it's a great time to get Daniel Schmidt back on the mic. But, Jack, it's been such an honor, man, having you on the broadcast. Happy to see you yet again, brother.
Thank you so much. Here you go, Daniel. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. It's been a pleasure, man. Been a pleasure.
That was awesome.
Been a pleasure. Jack Gerber on the broadcast there with us. And, Daniel, for 13 and a half minutes, man, you got yourself a nice little break. How did that feel to be able to chat it up a little bit with the guys behind the scenes?
Yeah, I felt great there. Watch some good hockey. I mean, Nebraska gets on the board there, but Kansas adds two more. I mean, got to be happy with the way this team's playing right now, Ryan.
Yeah, well, you know what, Daniel, you haven't been able to talk for 13 and a half minutes, so what have you been seeing from this KU and Nebraska teams these 13 and a half minutes you've got to sit back and watch?
Getting very physical out here. I mean, we've had the net come off a couple times. George Bullard probably should have had a goal there where it came off the net. It looked like almost that Scott kicked it off, but really good period. I mean, Nebraska changing netminders, trying to get anything sparked out here, but been pretty good so far, Ryan.
Yeah, delayed penalty, and this one's going against the Jayhawks, and it's Malcolm Johnson going into the box for a trip. And Daniel, I mean, we keep singing the same old song, which is when are the Jayhawks just going to find a way to get out of the penalty box? And looking along the Jayhawks bench right now, Chase Pruitt, Andy McConnell, Riley Beal, the coaches for the Jayhawks, just arms crossed, arms in their pockets, not happy with what they're seeing right now. Another Jayhawk in the penalty box.
They're up 6-1, but, it doesn't matter the score if you're not getting the things done, if you're not hitting the big points, if you're not, I guess they're listening to the coaches, but if you're not, taking the advice on the ice, they're not really too happy with you, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Seibel within the far corner, the lone goal scorer of the night for the Huskers. This puck gets sent down the length of the ice. Jayhawks on the kill, so no icing here. Puck played behind the net of Scott. 90 seconds to go on the power play opportunity for Nebraska, but the Jayhawks penalty kill, my oh my, has been great so far this season. George Bullard trying to work around Caleb Coe there, but Coe, nice job keeping it on the stick as he enters the zone. Coe dumps it. They try to dump it again off the skate there of Bullard as he kicks it down the length of the ice. Quevedo has to go back to retreat. Bullard pushes Quevedo down as Bullard loses his stick, so he's just going to try to kill as much time as possible there. Pushes around Jake Quevedo. Bullard goes to pick up his stick, gives the Huskers a chance to reset as they enter the zone. This is Rothenberger, the leading goal scorer for this Husker team. High slot, Quevedo tries to work around Blake Hearn. If he can, it goes into the far corner boards. Far corner now, this is Seibel. Seibel shot on, kicked aside by Kai Vetter. From the outside dot, this is Rothenberg. Rothenberg loses it. Jayhawks have it on their stick. This is Bullard. Bullard feeds it up to Lang. Lang works around Butts. Lang down the corner. It is 2v1. As look at Matthew Lang. Not afraid to put up a fight there. Nice puck battle along the boards. 20 seconds to go on the power play opportunity for Nebraska. Butts wraps around the boards, finding Clover. Clover feeds it down to Schmeltzer. Schmeltzer now back on the ice after going into the locker room. Clover, cross ice, Butts shot, kicked aside by Vetter. As Jayhawks cleared this out, no icing here as the penalty just expired right after that puck got sent down.
Yeah, Schmeltzer went to the locker room there. It looked like he just got a hit that ended up hitting him right in the hip. Probably just got a big bruise. Back on the ice now. He's a big player.
It's going to be offsides here against the Huskers. Tight call against Nebraska, but this puck will come out for a face-off in neutral ice as we are 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go until the second intermission break. 27 shots on goal for the Jayhawks, 21 for the Huskers alongside Daniel Schmidt. I am Ryan Cartman, and I guess Jack Gerber, too, for the second period.
Jack Gerber, man.
Bringing
what a period by him. I mean, great goal call there. Get a little Luke Lamb love on the goal call.
Luke Lamb love on the goal call. Indeed, I couldn't see who the number was. Luckily, Jack able to point it out for me. I couldn't tell initially. So, hey, Jack Gerber maybe find himself a future in color commentating.
He's pretty good.
Behind the net now, that is Del Sante. Near corner now, puck is battled for. John Feeney with it on his stick. Working off a shove there by Del Sante. Del Sante without a stick, all he can do is push Jack Gerber around. High slot, Siddons shot above the crossbar and finds its way behind the net. That puck does.
Great shot there by Siddons, just a little bit high, but the thought's right there.
At the dot now, up high, shot, knuckle puck, rebound shot, they score! The Jayhawks answer back, courtesy from Aiden Siddons. His second goal of the game puts Jayhawks up 7-1.
Yeah, Jayhawks go from 6 to 7 there on the goal score. Just a great job right there. Ended up with it in the back of the net.
Trying to add in a little something there, huh, Daniel? For the young fans at home, huh?
Had to do it, Ryan. You had to do it in a game like this. Got to do anything you can.
Face-off won by the Jayhawks. We probably have a lot of confused viewers at home right now, but just, popular social media internet trends going around right now. One of them involving 6-7, and if you want to look it up on your own time, feel free to go ahead.
Ryan, you act like you're 50 years old over here. You are one of the young people.
Zach Roberts at the blue line as he'll wrap this puck around the boards for losing my concentration right now, man. This is I can't even tell who's on the ice right now. There we go. Okay, I got my bearings back together, I think. At the point, this puck is Callaghan able to backhand it to Huber. Huber, this puck goes behind the net now. Fighting for possession of it is Rowan Vaughn. Vaughn along the boards. Fighting with Caleb Coe. Callaghan pushed down to the ice. Vaughn with it now. Tried to get it to his stick. The Jayhawks did, but he couldn't. This is Mapes with it. Mapes sends it to Hearn. Hearn now to Roberts. Under 2 minutes to go now in the second period as the Jayhawks enter on an offside. The Jayhawks don't like to call too much. So does Aiden Siddons with the goal for the Jayhawks as they read it off. As Aiden's trying to find what goal that is for him on the year. His third goal on the season for the Jayhawks, his second tonight. Has the Jayhawks up 6.
Yeah, always good to see the first line getting some goals. That's what you want right there. You want your first line to be the tone setter. And in a 6-1 game, I mean, run up the score as much as you can. Get some good reps in there.
Face-off won by Nebraska, and here they are now. Dumping it in there is Grayson Boyd. Shot from the high slot off the post, I think that puck went. And it's the Jayhawks now with it. Harry Ives dangles around one, and he'll dump it in. Jayhawks go in on the forecheck. Liam Scott deflecting that puck to the near corners and finds its way to the far corners. Now behind the net. Centering pass. Opportunity there for Nick Woolington, but he couldn't get it on the stick. Woolington, though, able to dump it into the far corner now. Grayson Boyd now with it as he will send it down the length of the ice. Or excuse me, a Jayhawk sends it down the length of the ice. As they'll have to touch up. Or no, it was a Husker sending it down the length of the ice. I thought the Jayhawks missed a pass there. Losing all my bearings right now, Daniel.
Yeah, I think it got tipped by a Jayhawk, but I don't know if they saw that. That's why linesman ended up going with an icing there. But good showing from the Jayhawks. I mean, 8-1 win last Friday against McKendree, and they came out stagnant on Saturday. So hopefully the Jayhawks find a way post-game to, celebrate the win, but also make sure that they can keep this momentum going in tomorrow. See if you can get the weekend sweep if they hold on to this one, Ryan.
Malcolm Johnson with it. Around the boards, he plays it to Harry Ives. Ives tips it up, trying to find Nick Woolington, but Nebraska able to get to it. Under 40 seconds to go now. Nebraska looking for any momentum to head into the second intermission as they start to get a little more physical along the boards in an open ice. Vetter goes out to play from behind his net. Vetter, it was Malcolm Johnson almost colliding with Vetter. I don't think Johnson had his head up. He almost collided with his own netminder. 20 seconds to go now in the period. Del Sante will dump it behind the net of Vetter. Vetter to play it again through his legs. 12 seconds now. Johnson picks it up. Johnson feeds it as the Jayhawks are trying to clear it out of their defensive zone, as they'll be more than happy to take a 6-goal lead in the second intermission. 2 seconds left as this puck will find the Jayhawks stick. And that'll do it for the second period, and a productive one at that for the Jayhawks partner. Jayhawks score 3 goals in this second period. Nebraska, though, answers back with one of their own as Jayhawks went from a 4-goal intermission lead in the first intermission to a 6-goal lead in the second intermission.
Yeah, at least they got on the board. It's an improvement from their last game against Dort where they lost 17-0, so that's always good to at least get on the board. But, yeah, a little bit of a goalie switch there in the second period. Still Kansas up 7-1, doing pretty good, Ryan. As I see your Dodgers are losing 11-2. I'm sorry about that.
Daniel, let's not break the fourth wall here, man. We'll worry about that later. It's actually 11-2 now. But you know what? That's why they play 7 games, right? But either way, the Jayhawks will enter the second intermission break. 28 shots on goal for KU. 22 shots on goal for Nebraska. Nebraska, their lone goal this period coming from their captain, Caleb Seibel, the senior out of Stockton, California. That was his second goal of the season. So Jayhawks entered the second intermission break up. 6 goals. Keep it right here for the third period. You're listening on the KU Hockey YouTube channel. Back inside Advent Health Sports Park for the start of the third period between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Kansas Jayhawks. And, well, it's been all Jayhawks tonight. Of course, with a 6-goal lead, you would imagine so. Only part of the game they haven't really dominated, well, it's been putting themselves in the penalty box, still shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. Alongside Daniel Schmidt, I'm Ryan Cartman. And, Daniel, that's been the problem for the Jayhawks. It's been a lot of good other than that.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a really good job of just, getting the puck in the back of the net and then skating, end to end. They've done a really good job of keeping the hustle up, even though they're winning by so much. I mean, they haven't let off the gas, and they need to keep that up through the third period and keep that up into tomorrow.
We'll see if they can keep it up in the third period, Daniel, as the puck drop is right now. KU wins that opening faceoff, and here off the rip, that is Danny Callaghan trying to find it. Near corner now. Callaghan works it around to Huber. Huber. Pass goes in front of the crease into the near board. This is Rowan Vaughn with it. Vaughn off in front of the net. Picking it up. This is Huber now. Huber to the point to Hearn. Hearn shot off the stick of Vaughn, and he has to play it around the boards. In neutral ice now. Shooting that puck down the length. Off the leg pad of Kai Vetter was the Huskers. Deflection from the net of Vetter goes into the corner. Cavado to Rothenberger. Rothenberger will go back around. Jayhawks intercept, though. Blake Hearn now on the backhand tries to clear it out. He can't. It's 3 Huskers against 1 Jayhawk, and it goes just about as you would assume. The Huskers put it behind the net of Kai Vetter. Headman pass. This is Huber. Huber tries to find Callaghan, but Jayhawks struggling to go tape to tape. Huber now. Jayhawks in her cleanly. He stops, tries to find Callaghan. In front of the net now, this puck goes. Poke checked aside by Liam Scott. Here comes Nebraska. Clover along the near corner now. That's Saborski. High slot. Trying to get a shot off. They do. Save by Vetter. Rebound opportunity. Save and up in the net. We're going to have a penalty here, and it'll be against Jayhawks. A cross-checking.
Yeah, cross-check there. I mean, we talked about it. The Jayhawks need to stay out of the penalty box as Luke Nessa is going to go take a seat.
Yeah, Luke Nessa again, partners. Second minor of the night. First one came earlier in the game. It was a rough.
Second of the game for Luke Nessa. As a tenured player and one of the assistant captains, you really hate that for him.
Face-off's right of Vetter. One by the Huskers. Shot there, trying to go up and above the blocker of Vetter. That was Lazari, but he couldn't tuck it up in there. Behind the net now. Turned over for the meantime. High slot, shot on. Nice save there by Meyer. Excuse me, it's Grant Meyer in goal. I keep thinking it's Liam Scott, Daniel, but I forgot. Grant Meyer did come in. Yeah, the goalie change for the Huskers, so beg my pardon there.
Meyer took over about halfway through the second period there.
And beg your pardon, not beg my pardon. I don't know what I'm.
Beg our pardon.
There you go.
Beg our pardon.
Whoever. Beg somebody's pardon, Daniel. It's a 6-goal lead right now for the Jayhawks. We're having fun right now as the Jayhawks still in the penalty kill for the next 91 seconds, courtesy of Luke Nessa cross-checking.
Yeah, we're all loose and having fun up here, but you look at the KU bench, and George Buller's giving a little dance right now, but other than that, I mean, with the Jayhawks on the penalty kill again, they don't look too loose.
Butts picks it up after the draw, leaves it for Coe. It's the first power play unit out for Nebraska. Coe works along the right wing boards. Coe dances around behind the net. Centering pass now. Shot by Butts. Deflected aside by Vetter. Excuse me, a shot by... Well, that was a shot by Butts. Excuse me. Trying to read my 3s and my 5s there. Turned over now. This is Lang with it. Lang shot up and above the crossbar. Rebound opportunity. Shot goes behind the net. It's a good crowd size tonight, Daniel, and a lot of Nebraska fans are showing up too. About 3-hour drive from here to get to Lincoln. As here comes the Huskers entering the zone. That is Butts. Butts loses it now behind the net. That is Schmelzer.
Ryan, you big country music guy?
By big country music guy, depends. What type of country music are we talking?
I'm just thinking every time you say Butts, I think of Caitlin Butts in that song with Flatland Cavalry. It's the second time I think I've ever heard that last name. I wonder if there's any relation there.
I'll take a good guess and say no, but
No, just a guess.
I'm going to take a gander and say no to that one.
Just a guess. I don't know. It's not a common last name, I don't think, Ryan.
But either way, though, what I was
from
saying,
Fremont.
what I was saying earlier, though, is that, yeah, Nebraska fans, they have shown up well. Only 3 hour, 15-minute drive from Lincoln, depending on how fast you want to drive down the freeways, the backer highways. But yeah, the fans definitely made a showing tonight for sure.
Our resident Nebraska expert up here on camera, Anson Haney, made sure to say it's 3. I know he can probably make it quicker with the way he speeds, but yeah, gives us a thumbs up there.
Far corner now, this puck goes. Deflection in front of the crease of Kai Vetter goes up and into the glass as Jayhawks now streak down to left wing side. This is Bullard. Bullard crosses. Bullard shot wide of the blocker of Meyer. Meyer, the sophomore out of Irvine, California. This is Bullard into high slot. Bullard passes down to Lang. Lang off his stick in the near corner. Callaghan now. Callaghan finds Ignatchev at the point. Ignatchev, shot deflected in front, I think, by Bullard, and it goes wide.
You know, one of the good things about a situation like this, Ryan, where they're up by so much, is they can get shots to dudes who maybe don't get shots.
Far boards now. Shot goes behind the net of Vetter. Near boards. The Huskers trying to clear it out. They do. It's Quevedo now. Quevedo has a man on his left wing side. Quevedo shoots. Saved by Vetter. Big hit there put on by Quevedo. Dangerous puck in front of the crease of Vetter as he's able to cover up as we're about 4.5 minutes into the third period as we're going to have a little bit of physical altercation here and penalties assessed. And yet again, Daniel, is the Jayhawks going to the penalty box as right now just our fists are just tight and why?
Nick Callahan going to go take a seat, the freshman from KCK. But, you know, those just hurt you so much right there. Andy McConnell does not look pleased. We talk about needing to stay out of the box. It was preached so much. Jayhawks have been in the box all night, it seems. Good thing is, though, Nebraska's power play hasn't been humming.
Yeah, there's some teams that this just isn't going to work against of going in the penalty box like this, and those are foes that the Jayhawks are going to face later down the line. Shot there by Kim.
Way to clear.
Blocked by Vetter. Behind the net, Meyer goes to play this, and he'll leave it for Coe. Coe now races up the right wing side of the ice. Coe trying to keep that puck on the stick. He does for a second, as now he dumps it behind the net of Vetter. Picked up by the Jayhawks. They send it down the length. Headman pass / dump in for Rowan Vaughn. A nice job by Meyer. They're pushing Vaughn aside.
Risky
play by him, but hey, gutsy there if you're Ethan Meyer. I respect it. Shot on there. Blocker to side up and in. Oh, I thought it went up into the glass. It actually went up in front of the net of Vetter. And hand pass called here against the Jayhawks, I think. Yes, against the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I think he batted it down in a motion that was not the best. So Ryan takes a bite of his Milky Way here.
Not taking a bite of it anymore.
It's 7-1, Ryan. You can take a bite of the Milky Way.
Not taking a bite of it anymore, Daniel. Ruined my appetite. Face off to left of Vetter, one by the Cornhuskers, but they just couldn't keep it in. Shanahan with it. He loses it and turns it over to Vaughn. Vaughn with some open ice here as he comes streaking in with Huber. Far boards now. Huber tries to play. He does. He tries to poke it back, and here come the Huskers on a 3-on-2. Huber gave him that opportunity. Shot there by Rothenberg. Rebound goes to the right of Vetter and into the boards. Rothenberg backhands it behind the net. Looking for Lazari. Here's the Jayhawks now. This is Huber going one-on-one with Shanahan. Huber works his way around. Huber, forehand, backhand. He scores! Hudson Huber, his second goal of the night. Forehand, backhand, 5-pull on Grant Meyer. Makes this an 8-1 hockey game.
Yeah, Jayhawks just piling on at this point. Really good goal right there by Hudson Huber. Ends up going to the backhand right in front of Meyer. He has no defender there. Really hard if you're a goalie to defend against that. He did his best, but just ends up getting past that glove hand, Ryan.
Yeah, nice shot there by Hudson Huber. Able to undress Grant Meyer with that one. Just found an open 5-pull. Took advantage of it. Over 14 minutes to go in the third period. Jayhawks looking to add on some more. It's the first line. Brett Siddons gets a dump to him. Siddons, shot goes off a skate, I think, of a Cornhusker, which causes it to go well wide of the net. Headman up now to Del Sante. Del Sante, the right-handed shot, protecting that puck along the boards. He dumps it now to Schmelzner. That's Cash trying to play it for the Huskers, but both teams vying for possession of the puck, and it's the Huskers that come away. Adamski with it. Adamski's shot blocker to the right of Kai Vetter. Neutral ice, this puck goes as Jayhawks come streaking in. This is John Feeney. John Feeney will stop on a dime really quick as they have to reset it. He'll dump it back into neutral ice. Ugly turnover, though, for the Jayhawks. So it is Del Sante who will instead decide to dump it down behind the net of Kai Vetter as Nebraska goes for a line change. Puck flipped into neutral ice. John Feeney picks it up as he will shoot it up the ice for Brett Siddons just out of his reach. Siddons, though, has a turnover for a second, but John Feeney now at the dot. Feeney goes behind the net along the boards. Near side for Brett Siddons. Siddons back to Feeney. Feeney trying to find Aiden Siddons, but they can't connect. Loose puck now. Feeney tries to get a shot off, but got tangled up there with the Cornhusker defenseman.
Great puck movement, Ryan. Great puck movement.
Aiden Siddons down to Brett Siddons. Siddons, shot goes well above the crossbar and able to be played by Jacob Paulson. As puck there finds the glove of Grant Myers. We'll have a stoppage here. Just over 12 and a half minutes to go in the final act of play.
Yeah, Meyer able to just catch it like a pop fly there. Tried to dump it in, I think, behind the net. Just didn't get enough on it. KU looking really good out here. Good shift there by Brett Siddons in the first line. Ended up getting some really good puck movement. I know we mentioned it. Jayhawks struggled with puck movement last week, and they still had some turnovers tonight, but it's been a lot better. Marginally improved this week, Ryan.
Far side shot now goes behind the net of Meyer. Yeah, Daniel, right. Jayhawks have been trying to work on this. Here come the Huskers 2-on-1 if they hurry. This is Rothenberg. Rothenberg fighting off a man if he can, and he'll end up drawing a penalty, actually. Nice job by Shane Rothenberger, the sophomore out of Park Ridge, Illinois, to draw a penalty out of the Jayhawks. This one going against Thompson Krugel as he hangs his head high, and he got a stick tangled up. It's a hooking against the Jayhawk freshman out of Topeka.
There it is again, Ryan. Another penalty. You hate to see it, but in a game like this, I guess it's good to get them out of the system. With all these freshmen, that's definitely something that comes to mind, because when you have a young team like the Jayhawks do, they're still learning. You know, they've played hockey at high levels. A lot of these guys are from Minnesota, Illinois. They've played hockey growing up. But when you get to this, it's a little bit faster, a little bit more physical, and they'll call you for it.
Seibel with it. He dumps it down to Rothenberger. Rothenberger now loses control. Seibel, though, goes to pick up the change. Seibel's shot goes wide of the net of Vetter. I think he kicked that aside as well. Jayhawks now cleared. They're on the penalty kill. Clubbing shorthanded down to ice. Trying to there was George Bullard, but just not fast enough for the likes of Caleb Coe. Seibel now the captain, the lone goal scorer of the night for the Huskers. Out to the far boards now. Rothenberg down to Quevedo. Back to Rothenberg now. Rothenberg's shot didn't get enough muster on that one. That's an easy save as Kai Vetter is able to cover up.
I want to talk about George Bullard there. Ends up going down the ice, trying to contest the puck and maybe get an opportunity to try and put it in the net. And that's really impressive considering it's an 8-1 game. I mean, the Jayhawks are playing like it's 3-2 out there, and they're fighting for every puck. They've got the grit, they've got the hustle. They've done really good tonight, Ryan, and making sure that they keep that foot on the gas. Hopefully it translates into tomorrow as well.
Face off to the right of Vetter. Won by, well, we're going to figure it out. But yeah, Daniel,
Somebody's
you are right.
win.
You are right, though, partner. Jayhawks going to look to continue this one. Saved there by Vetter. Rebound opportunity in front of the Kai Vetter. He gets landed atop on as Jayhawks defensemen don't like that. Shot there. Goes wide and above the crossbar of Vetter. There's some net front fighting there. Vetter, I think, slashed somebody on the leg, and I think the refs just blatantly missed that call right there.
Well, one of the Nebraska defensemen just ended up tanking right over Kai Vetter, taking him down. Jayhawks were unhappy with that there was no call there.
I guess like what Andy McConnell said, though, this team can't be reactionary. They got to know the moment and know that they're up 7 as we might have a little kerfuffle here with just over 10 and a half minutes to go as the linesman look to break it up. But yeah, Kai Vetter looks like he might have hit somebody on the back of his leg with a stick. He's talking to a referee right now. I mean, if a referee saw that, that has to be a call you have to make. So
yeah.
Jayhawks are able to stay out of the penalty box for seems pretty lucky to me.
Yeah, Vetter got tanked there. I mean, you can go back and watch it on replay if you'd like. He got run over. And not only did he get run over, he laid on him for a second. The Nebraska defender did. Nebraska had a perfect opportunity with an empty net. They were unable to complete the pass there. Maybe a little bit of karma for what happened, but Kai Vetter upset. Probably right to be upset in this situation.
Shot there. That was from Caleb Coe. Went off a Nebraska forward, and it was an easy save for Kai Vetter. Face off to the right of Vetter. Rothenberg carries it off the draw. Rothenberg backhand along the boards. Flips it up, trying to find Lazari, but he can't hit. So it's Caleb Coe back to retreat. John Feeney loses an edge and does a little spinorama right there.
A little ballet action out there.
Rothenberg shot off the stick and goes in a near corner. Quevedo with it, tries to center to Rothenberg. You can tell what the strategy is here. Keep this first line out for the Huskers. It's been really their only solid line for most of the year, as, again, Nate Fuller said that they're trying to find some depth right now. Far boards. Seibel. Centering to Quevedo, but intercepting that before it could get to his stick was Blake Kern. The defenseman out of Orchard Park, New York. Going to be cheering on his Buffalo Bills this weekend.
Josh Allen, man, what a good quarterback.
Brett Siddons enters the zone, circles around. Keeping it in the zone is Brett going 3-on-1. As here's a breakout opportunity for the Huskers. This is Quevedo with it. Quevedo shot off the stick there of Aiden Siddons. Siddons poke checking that shot from reaching Kai Vetter. Nice job by the sophomore out of Waconia, Minnesota.
Andy McConnell not showing so much emotion there, but does look pretty proud
as there is a big WWE-style takedown there by Nebraska. That was Ethan Schmelzer grabbing what looked to be George Bullard, kind of like a chokehold, and just taking him to the ground. Be interesting to see. It's just going to be a minor hold they're going to call on Schmelzer. I think the Jayhawk bench and Brett Siddons are wanting more than just a minor, but all they're going to get is a minor out of it. Kind of just unexpected thing to see in a 8-1 sort of game. I guess emotions are getting high right now after, a 7-goal deficit, but still.
Yeah, we talked about how an upper body hook might be the easiest thing to call. That one might right there might be a little bit easier because he did just kind of pull him down without the puck. I mean, that's a very easy call for our referees.
So the Jayhawk power play is back at it. They have 2 goals so far in the power play tonight. Aiden Siddons with one, and give another one to Zach Roberts. Puck skated in neutral ice by Harry Ives, but it's left now for Rowan Vaughn. Rowan Vaughn splits through 2. Vaughn, the left-handed shot. Shot on, saved, not saved by Meyer. That shot squeaks through Grant Meyer. And it's another power play goal for KU. Gave him 9 goals on the night, 1 shy of double digits.
Yeah, that's just how the game's gone for Nebraska right there. A pretty elementary shot that just ends up squeaking through their goalie. He's shaking his head a little after that one. Just nothing going the way of Nebraska's. Now it's 9-1.
That's the second time that I've been fooled tonight by a Jayhawk shot on goal going in.
Ryan, I didn't think it went in either. I'll be honest. I mean, that thing just squeaked past. You saw the referee throw his arm out. That's how you know it went in.
Shot by Seibel, blockered up and into the netting by Kai Vetter. Big opportunity there for Caleb Seibel just to get something back to make this box score look a little prettier at the end of the day. But, yeah, the first goal by the Jayhawks by Huber, yeah, squeaked through Liam Scott. Just like, I mean, it looked like a pretty replicate sort of play, just an innocent-looking shot, but able to squeak through was that one. Here's Seibel again. Seibel had his stick lifted there on his shot, so didn't get enough on it as Jayhawks have it in neutral ice. This is Luke Lamb with it. Luke Lamb, breakaway. Shot up off the blocker and behind the net of Meyer. Near boards now. Interesting decision there by Malcolm Johnston to play that puck all the way back in front of the net of his netminder, Kai Vetter, as he had a streaking Jawan Kim coming down the ice with him. Delay penalty on the Jayhawks. It's going to be going to the net. Excuse me, I was going to say going to the bench was Grant Meyer for the extra skater, for the extra attacker, but Kai Vetter ends up catching it, and will be yet another penalty against KU.
Yeah, the Jayhawks can't stay out of the box, Ryan. We've been over it so many times. Just rough night.
Yeah, not too many pleased looks from the Jayhawk coaches right now. I mean, of course, they're happy with the 9-1 lead, but
you gotta stay out of the box. You gotta be disciplined.
That's
not showing discipline tonight.
Exactly what Coach Andy McConnell told us before the game. Didn't see what the penalty was for. It was on Malcolm Johnson, and the defensive line of Johnson and Nessa. Daniel, you want to guess how many penalties they have combined tonight?
Probably 4 or 5.
4 penalties combined tonight. 2 for Luke Nessa, 2 for Malcolm Johnson. For this game, Jayhawks have I'm counting this by hand, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minor penalties against the Jayhawks tonight, partner. 8 minor penalties.
Yeah, just undisciplined out there. They've not been doing it, especially when your second D pairing is half of that. You can't be having that if you're the Jayhawks. And Malcolm Johnson now up to 15 penalty minutes on the year, no points.
Far corner now as the Huskers are back to work on the power play. Luckily for the Jayhawks, the penalty kill has been magnificent so far this season. Puck in front of the crease of Kai Vetter. The Huskers, though, couldn't cash home on it. They still have control. This is Rothenberger with it. Rothenberger shot kicked aside by Vetter. Puck finds its way into neutral ice. Huskers have to reset here. 7 minutes to go in the final period of play here in Overland Park, Kansas. Jayhawks up 9-1 on the penalty kill over the Nebraska Huskers. Alongside Daniel Schmidt, I'm Ryan Cartman, bringing you the first of 2 games between these two Matcha Silver West foes. Near corner around to Rothenberger now. Rothenberger from the point, can't keep it in. Can the Huskers, as the Nebraska fans voiced their displeasure, as the Cornhuskers weren't able to keep that one in.
Might be the softest hit I've ever seen right there, Ryan. Butts just kind of tapped him a little bit.
Puck finally squeaks out now to Blake Hearn. Hearn's going to clear it down. This is Bullard with it now. Bullard can do something with it. Lang trying to find Bullard on the doorstep. Can't. Here's Bullard. Bullard low shot. Rebound opportunity. Man, Matthew Lang had himself a chance to get his first goal of the night. Went right through the crease. And he was looking up to the heavens there, looking up to the hockey gods, asking how did that one not go in.
It's one of those situations where I think just the empty net's a little too much for you, and you just think about it too much.
Bullard now as the penalty expires against Malcolm Johnson. Even strength are the Jayhawks. Far boards, able to win that puck battle is Jawan Kim.
Yeah, Ryan, I even forgot they were on the penalty kill there, the way the Jayhawks just controlled that power play. Nebraska had nothing going.
Puck played back. This is Callahan with it. Headband up to Callaghan now. As the Jayhawks are offsides, Callaghan couldn't control that puck, and it causes an offsides against KU. This puck will be faced off in the neutral ice.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes to go here in the game, Ryan. Forgot to start the clock there. That's my bad, but Jayhawks trying to figure something out here as Ryan finishes the Milky Way. Oh, he's got 1 bite left of the Milky Way. Ryan, you big Milky Way guy? He's chewing. I'll handle this for now. Jayhawks trying to close it out here on a high note.
Behind the net, this puck lays for Rowan Vaughn. Vaughn near corner. Tried to dump it back to his line mate, Danny Callaghan, but intercepting it is Del Sante. And Nebraska now trying to get control of it. And
Ryan.
Do I have to say it?
Ryan, they're going to the penalty box.
Do I have to say it?
Ryan, this is a tough look. It's
Nick Callahan, his
second of the night.
Second minor of the night. The 9th minor penalty of the night against KU. The 9th.
Well, I guess a high note would be they're coming on the same player, so it's not like the whole team's being undisciplined. It's just a couple guys, and I'm sure before the game, after the game tonight, before the game tomorrow, and in practice this week they'll address that.
Well, I would like to say as a couple guys, yeah, I know, but I just did my math, and it's 7 different Jayhawks.
Well, I was trying to be a little
Minor. That's right. Yeah, well.
Optimistic there.
It's hard right now, but, I mean, the optimism comes just from how great the Jayhawk penalty kill has been, though.
Yeah. The person in charge of the door in the penalty box has been pretty busy tonight. Actually, I don't know if there's anybody in there tonight.
There's nobody in there. Players are doing it on their own, I'm pretty sure. Got to be able to have enough guys to cover both penalty boxes. Can't just have one KU staff member to KU box and nobody in the Nebraska. So if there's only one, well, then there's going to be none to keep it a fair advantage for both teams. Learned that during my PA days back out in Independence.
Attaboy. There we go.
Puck cleared out there and sent down the length of the ice by the Jayhawks. Grant Meyer thinking about going out of his crease to get that puck, but instead he'll let Caleb Coe pick up the change.
Yeah, when you've got Brett Siddons coming down on you like that, you know, maybe you shouldn't come out of your crease. Let your defenseman handle that one right there.
Rothenberg enters. Rothenberg shot wide. Keeping that in is Butts now. Butts with it. Butts from the dot. Butts shot. Save there by Vetter. Showing off a little bit of that glove hand with 3:44 to go to play.
You never answered my question about the Milky Way, Ryan. You a big Milky Way guy, or is it like, do you got like a candy tier list here? You got like a big 3 when it comes to milk bars, milk chocolate bars. Oh my gosh.
Underrated one that I love it. 100 grand bar.
Oh,
very,
okay. 100
very
grand.
good, very classic.
I can get behind that one.
It's a good one. Perfect amount of crispiness, caramelness, chocolatiness, whatever you want to call it. Point now, circling around is Shanahan. Shot there, deflected in front of the net by Adamski, and it goes behind Kai Vetter's net, and the Jayhawks pick it up. Headman pass there for Vaughn. Vaughn able to get to it, works around one man. Rowan Vaughn doorstep. Vaughn shutting that down there is Grant Meyer. Strong right leg pad from Meyer.
That's a great pad save. I mean, it's been a rough night for Meyer. It's been a rough night for Scott, too, and it's always good just to get a save like that. Maybe bring the spirits up a little bit.
Rowan Vaughn looking to Michigan there, a little lacrosse style. Couldn't get it up on his stick, though, as looks like the Jayhawks, they're just trying to have fun right now. At least that's what Rowan Vaughn's doing. I know. I'm curious what Andy McConnell, Chase Pruitt, and the rest of the Jayhawk coaches, though, what they think about that one.
Yeah, I think Matthew Lane turned around to Andy McConnell and said something about it because Andy McConnell let out a little laugh there. Rowan Vaughn just couldn't get the puck on his stick for the Michigan.
You wonder if McConnell laughed because that shot there by Vaughn goes off the skate of Huber. Now, off the post, that puck goes, and now it's played in the near corner. But yeah, you wonder if that laugh from that chuckle from McConnell is because he thought it was funny, or because he's thinking, man, these kids and their new tricks these days, right? Yeah. Where's the good old-fashioned hockey, right?
I'm a big Michigan fan. I like it.
Oh, I'm a fan of the Michigan too, but 8-goal lead, why not? I guess, right? Puck now behind the net. Rowan Vaughn trying to get on the board tonight, trying to get his 3rd goal tonight. Rowan Vaughn vying for a hat trick right now. Him, Hudson Huber, and Aiden Siddons all have 2 goals for the Jayhawks, as there's some hat tricks to be had potentially for KU.
Yeah, I let out a little bit of a chuckle there because Vaughn was behind the net with the puck, with Meyer about 5 feet out of his crease, just nowhere near the net. If Vaughn was able to sneak it around, there's no chance that Meyer was going to be able to get to that one. Jayhawks have had all those opportunities tonight. There's a reason they're up 9-1. If they took advantage of all the opportunities, it probably could be about 18-1 right about now, Ryan.
First line out for Nebraska. Shane Rothenberg took a minute getting out there. Linesman was about to drop the puck, but there was no Nebraska centerman to drop it to. Krugel with it behind the net. Krugel at the dot. High slot trying to feed it to Ignachev. But Ignachev goes wide. Puck in neutral ice now. Under 2 minutes to go in this one as this play's whistled dead for an icing.
Yeah, Ryan, you know how we know the game's 9-1? We were talking about Milky Ways there for quite a bit. Just kind of a, they have like the disaster indicator with like Waffle Houses. Like if the Waffle House is closed, maybe there's a disaster. I feel like if we're talking about Milky Ways on the broadcast, the game's a pretty big lead for one team. That makes sense at all?
I'm just keep calling this game. How does that sound? Puck behind the net. That's Krugel. Krugel up to the point. Nessa shot. deflect in front of the net. Rebound opportunity for the Jayhawks, goes off the side and into the near corner.
We try and have fun, Ryan.
Near corner now here is Woolington. Woolington off the left leg pad of Meyer. Minute and a half to go in this one. Behind the net now, this is Ives. Ives trying to find a man at the point, can't, as Nebraska tries to work it the other way. They do. Rothenberg with it. Rothenberg pushed off the puck. Big hit there put on there by Malcolm Johnson. And I want to check this replay here. I would imagine the reason they called it, if they did, was maybe because he came off of his feet. He might have left his feet. And now Brett Siddons gets a penalty, the captain for these Jayhawks. And this is an ugly way to end the game for KU. Having an 8-goal lead, going in nicely, and then you get a penalty against Malcolm Johnson, and Brett Siddons leaves for a game of conduct. I mean, it's a great win. It's a great win, don't get me wrong. You know, it's great to be in a win column, but to finish it on this sort of note, it's just, it gets repetitive, Daniel. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, just undisciplined. And I mean, Coach Ian McConnell talked about how the Jayhawks needed to be more disciplined this weekend. And, you know, Malcolm Johnson gets caught for something. There's Aiden Siddons is heading to the box, too. So 5-on-3. So
I think I hear Brett Siddons yelling from the tunnel. That is him yelling from the tunnel. Can't tell what he's saying, and frankly, I don't really want to know what he's saying, too, because I have a good feeling it is not suitable for this live stream. So we're going to keep it going here. It's a 5-on-3 power play for Nebraska. At the dot now are the Huskers. Cross ice to Lazari at the point now. Shot on. Rebound opportunity in front of the net. Poked aside by Kai Vetter. At the dot yet again, under a minute to go. Backdoor step there. Jayhawks able to clear it out. Dot again, cross ice for Lazari. Shot, though, saved by Vetter and goes wide. Another shot. Kai Vetter sprawling out. What a save by the sophomore netminder. From the point again, this is Coe with it. Shot there by Rothenberg goes wide. 35 seconds now to go in the final period to play. Lazari at the point. This is Coe. Lazari shot. Saved by Vetter. Jayhawks try to clear this one out. They can't. Nice job keeping it in there by Josh Lazari, the freshman out of New Lenox, Illinois. 15 seconds now. Lazari shot. Saved by Vetter. Traffic in front of his net. Jayhawks send this one down the length of the ice. Grant Meyer goes to pick it up. 8, 7, 6, and that'll about do it. The Jayhawks, though an ugly game in the penalty box, will move to 6-2-1 on the year, courtesy of a massive offensive showing and a great performance by Kai Vetter.
Yeah, Ryan, we haven't talked about Kai Vetter much because I think we've been focused on the goals since it was 9-1 and the penalties. But Kai Vetter, KU won this game 9-1, and Nebraska still led in shots. 39 shots on goal for Nebraska, 38 for Kansas. So Kai Vetter, phenomenal night. 39 of 40. The one goal he did give up was, it was a good shot. I mean, you can't blame him on that one. So just a great performance for Kai Vetter.
Yeah, just wanted to touch on, again, great win. But, again, the penalties for the Jayhawks. And that last game misconduct by KU was Brett Siddons on that one. And, to see, somebody like your captain doing that, definitely tough look for KU. I mean, just something I talked to Andy McConnell about before the game. I don't want to harp on this for too long because obviously we want to get to talking post-game about this great win by the Jayhawks. But Andy told me the way that Brett goes, the team goes. And, he wants this team to be cool, calm, and collected. Get angry when they have to. Play with force at the same time. Just don't cause, stupid penalties that don't need to be caused. But that's all I got to say about that, Daniel. I don't know if you want to add on.
At least he took the game misconduct in the last 2 minutes of the third period. I mean, could have been worse. Could have been in the middle of the game. But, Jayhawks just need to be more disciplined. Set the goal of, maybe we go up here without a penalty or whatever. Just try and get to that point and work your way up because when you have, I think, Ryan, we're up to like 9 or 10 penalties there at the end.
I'll count. You keep talking and I'll start counting.
I guess, but Jayhawks just need to find a way to be a little bit more disciplined out there, and they'll be fine. I mean, it's a 9-1 win. You're playing a team like Nebraska Lincoln, who's got some talent. They definitely have the talent out there.
Okay, we got 11 minor penalties on the night for KU from...
They got to 11?
11 from 8 or 9 different players, and will also that major from Brett. So that leaves 12 penalties on the night for the Jayhawks, 11 minors, and 1 major. Yeah, I mean,
Do they have 11? Do they have 12 spots on the penalty sheet out there? Do you
I have
think they
no.
had to-
I'm interested to get that score box to see what that score
I
box
wanna
looks
go look
like.
at that thing now.
But anyway, so Daniel, we did get a good look at the Jayhawk penalty kill on the night. What did you think of the penalty kill? Obviously, very much a positive because it got used a lot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like last week when the Jayhawks were very undisciplined and they somehow didn't, on Saturday at least, didn't let in a power play goal. I mean, the penalty kill is really good this year. And that starts with Brett Siddons. I mean, Brett Siddons leads that first penalty kill unit. He works net to net. He goes after every puck that's out there. And he sets the stage. And when you have a captain that can set the stage like that on the penalty kill, that fires up the boys. And when they're fired up, they're going to play well. They played well tonight. They played well last weekend. Let's see if they can play well tomorrow and close it out.
Let's talk about the other side of special teams really quick before we get on to tomorrow's game. But the power play for the Jayhawks, 3 power play goals tonight. Very much a positive. Very much what the Jayhawks needed. It wasn't a want, but it was more of a need to see life out of the power play. And boy, oh boy, did they get it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing like they were tonight, the Jayhawks were playing so well. And when you're playing where it already looks like you have a man advantage out there. I mean, there were times when I thought they were on a power play. I go look at the box, and there's nobody in there just because the way the Jayhawks were setting up so well and getting behind the Nebraska defense. It's going to work well, and then you get the man advantage on top of that. I mean, it looks like it's 5-on-3 out there the way they played. So just really good by the Jayhawks.
Yeah, and Kai Vetter, I mean, what a night by the sophomore netminder for the Jayhawks. Stopped. They just cleared the shots on goal.
39.
I forgot to take a look. Huh?
39.
So 38 of 39 on the night, allowing only 1 goal.
39 of 40. He had 39 shots. Nebraska had 39. You're right.
I was right. No, you're good, man. It's
been a
late.
long
It's a
day,
late night.
Ryan.
It is currently 10:24 local time, but no, stop. So 38 of 39 for Kai. Of course, the only goal for the Cornhuskers coming off the stick of captain Caleb Seibel. How does that speak to just being a sophomore for Kai Vetter?
Yeah, I mean, Kai's a sophomore, and he's still one of the leaders of this team. He's an electric personality, and when you have him in net, and he got trucked there in the third period, came up, had some words for him, had some fiery passion. It's just the way it goes right there, and it's very good by Kai in net. And when he's got Ben Olsen backing him up, and then 2 other goalies who can sit there and in practice, and they can all learn from each other. Really, really good.
And one touched on, obviously, of course, we've been talking about KU, but what are your takeaways from this Nebraska team tonight?
Yeah, Nebraska just felt like they came up flat, and from the get-go they didn't really have the energy that KU had. And, I mean, we talked about last Saturday, Ryan, that KU didn't have the energy to start. McKendry had the energy, and that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. If you have the energy, you have to have the energy to win. And KU had the energy, and they held the energy for all 3 periods. And Nebraska I don't know if they ever showed up tonight.
So, of course, Daniel, puck drop tomorrow is going to be at 4:15 p.m. here in Overland Park again between these 2 teams. What are you looking for from Nebraska? What are you looking for from the Jayhawks?
Not to beat an old drum here, but, I mean...
we're going to do it again, and it needs to happen.
Nebraska head coach Nate Fuller told you before the game that they need to play a full 60 minutes. They didn't play a full 60 minutes tonight. They just need to play a full 60 minutes tomorrow, come out with some energy. I mean, with how chippy things got at the end, maybe they can channel some of that and come out good. And also just the way KU plays, they should know that on Saturday KU comes out flat sometimes. They should try and take advantage of that early. They need to get on the board early. They need to start – they need to go out there and just take it right to them. And especially with how undisciplined Kansas was today, try and take advantage of that. Try and see if you can draw a couple penalties on them that you might not usually get. And if you do that, you can win.
And finally, before we wrap it up, what do you look at for KU, Ben? What does KU need to do?
Discipline. Discipline's the big thing. I mean,
that
was the one thing standing in their way tonight. They took advantage of most of their opportunities. There's some they'll probably look back on film and say, I wish we did this or that. But you win 9-1, you can't really do that all too much. But 11 minors, 1 major penalty. It's the story of the night. I mean, even with the 9-1 score, that's the story of the night right there. They just need to stay out of the penalty box because they're going to have to start paying rent in there soon if they keep spend as much time as they do in there.
I haven't heard that one before. I like that one, Daniel. Well, folks, it was a 9-1 showcase for the Jayhawks tonight. Goals coming courtesy 2 off the stick of Aiden Siddons, a power play, and a power play goal and even strength goal. 2 off the stick of Rowan Vaughn, a power play goal and even strength goal. 2 off the stick of Hudson Huber. one off the stick of Danny Callaghan, make that 4 goals for the Jayhawks' second line tonight. You also had goals, a power play goal from Zach Roberts as well. So a great showing from the Jayhawks tonight, not just on the forward lines, but the defensive lines as well. But again, as you touched on, Daniel, penalties, the big hurt for the Jayhawks tonight. Well, folks, we'll wrap it up with that. Jayhawks win 9-1, take the first of 2 games against these Nebraska Cornhuskers, and Jayhawks will look to do something that they haven't been able to do in just about a month and a half, and that is sweep a series against a team. Jayhawks have not lost on a Friday this year, but they have lost 3 of their 4 Saturday matches against their opponents.
Just touching on Kai Vetter one more time before we get out of here.
Go for it, man.
His save percentage is up to 94% on the year. That's stellar right there. In ACHA especially, that's really, really good. I mean, that's his 4th game. He's a 3-0 now. I mean, just really good in net from the kid.
Really good stuff from Kai Vetter indeed, as we are expecting Ben Olsen to be in net tomorrow for the Jayhawks. I'll say expect, never know what last-minute changes can happen, of course. Well, folks, with that one, Jayhawks win, take the opening game 9-1 against Nebraska, courtesy of an onslaught early and often by the Kansas Jayhawks. Well, puck drop tomorrow for the second game on Saturday. It will be 4:15 p.m. right back here in Overland Park at Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. It's going to be another chilly, rainy day tomorrow, so make sure to grab an umbrella, grab a raincoat, maybe grab a cup of hot chocolate as well as you sit along with us for a couple hours. And I will be guiding you through tomorrow's game. Unfortunately, nobody can make it because, there's a football game going on tomorrow. K-State, KU, Dillon's Sunflower Showdown, of course, going on tomorrow. So it'll be me and me alone. It'll be a fun broadcast as we go through this one, trying to find KU. Hopefully they can find a season or a series sweep against against an opponent. Well, folks, that'll do it for me. Alongside Daniel Schmidt, I am Ryan Cartman, bringing you a 9-1 Jayhawk victory. Come back tomorrow, 4:15 p.m. puck drop. Good night for now. Signing off from Overland Park, Kansas.